Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It's a feel-good Friday night. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. Welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network as we bring you WWE Smackdown tonight. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Get in that chat. Click all the buttons. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Be a part of the family. Be a part of all the shows. And we got a stacked Smackdown ahead. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, it's a Feel Good Friday. This is another live stream, and we are the Wrestling for Life Network bringing you that live stream. We will be your reaction to all the action tonight. And again, they might have been late, but they did tell us a whole bunch. So there is a lot for SmackDown. The qualifiers for the Money in the Bank kicking off. Cody's might be in the building. John might be in the building. Lots of people might be in the building. We will find out. We got a couple triple threats to get through. Plus, the main event will be Tiffany Stratton taking on Nia Jax. So for the next few hours, you will be here with the Wrestling for Life Network and these two pretty faces. Make sure you get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Let us know what's on your mind. What do you want to talk about out there? But beyond that, I will take a second to remind everybody out there, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And you mentioned it, my guy, of that it seemed like up until like the final hour, there was all but nothing advertised for the show. And I was starting to get pretty worried of like, they can't keep getting away with this.
Right. Well, I mean, again, I think there's a method to their madness as far as people are tuning in anyway, so I don't feel like they feel the need to do it. I don't know. But they are going to run back Carmelo and Malachi. We'll see what this means or what this looks like. So that shall be interesting. I wonder if Cody's going to announce himself, if he is, as advertised there tonight, if he's going to announce himself for the Money in the Bank.
Shit. Sorry, I don't know if I said that too early in the video, but if Cody is in the Money in the Bank, Cody is winning it. And
you make it interesting
in Boston. Yeah,
it's interesting. We also have Fraxium taking on DIY. Fraxium getting involved in this tag team division. We'll see what that looks like tonight. Triple threat: Phoenix, Solo, Jimmy. History with Jimmy and Solo. Where does our new buddy Jeff Cobb slide into this? How does Jacob feel about it all? So this one should be very interesting. It's hard to pick a winner out of this. I'm leaning Phoenix because he's the babyface favorite, but I don't know.
I'm going Phoenix because of that specific reason. Outside of Jacob Fatu shows up and helps Solo win, that's the only way. And it would be interesting to see Solo in the Money in the Bank, especially as he's had world title matches before and everything. So he would fit. He would fit.
Yeah, I mean, again, could Jimmy have a moment like Jimmy gets pulls it down just to get even in the Money in the Bank match, to have that kind of, well, we've seen main event Jay, now it's my turn.
Well, could he potentially run that story of if he wins it, he cashes it in on his brother?
That'd be amazing. Let's go.
I don't know what it is with Big Jim, but he never feels like the guy. He's kind of always like the bridesmaid, it feel.
Yeah, he feels like a little bit of the stepbrother. But we also have, this one's really interesting to me, Mission, Chelsea Green, and Alexa Bliss. I mean, Alexa came back, was quiet, came back last week again. Mission, Chelsea Green have a history, and a lot of people think that Chelsea's a shoo-in. So how do we get out of this with Chelsea winning this match?
Alexa wins. That's how Alexa wins. Potentially you get the Wyatt Six involved here. I don't think that this is an absolute shoe-in that Chelsea wins this. I think that she's a valuable candidate. I think that out of the three women involved, Mission is very much in the third position here. To me, I could see Alexa Bliss just kind of came back. She's been on the sideline for a bit. We weren't saying bench. She was on the sideline. So she could very much come in and win this. So we've seen a little bit of the teases now of the Wyatts getting back more involved. So perhaps.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, bench might be the wrong term, but again,
I
remember,
didn't say benched. You said benched.
right? Even Braun sits on the bench once in a while. It's just the way it is. Everybody needs to take a breath and recoup. So it's not terrible. What was with Kawhi Leonard? Load management.
Yes, load management.
Or pause on all of that. But yeah, I mean, very interesting with this one. I was really surprised because I did think Chelsea Green was a favorite to win the Money in the Bank until you brought Alexis into this. The other aspect of this is actually Alexa going to lose because of the Wyatt Six. That would be an interesting part of it.
Could be, but that could also be how Chelsea wins. Again, it's not to fully discredit Chelsea winning this because she very much still could absolutely win this. If maybe that's why she dropped the U.S. title, because now she's going to go and win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it really begs a lot of questions. Like, if you get Alexa in that, former champion, big deal, big fan following for Alexa. Like, there's a lot of people online that want to see Alexa do some stuff. So it'll be very interesting how that one plays out tonight. Like I said, I was a little surprised it was those three, but we'll see how it goes and how it plays in any other stories. The main event, before we say hello to all the people, Tim. Hi, Jack's running it back. Tonight's main event, sir.
It has to be Tiffy. It's still Tiffy time. What are we talking about out here? It's nice that they did it on a TV show main event and everything.
Yep.
Versus you just let that linger till Saturday main event. Where I think it does more service as the main event of a weekly show than it would as the fourth or fifth match on a Saturday night main event. But this is 100% Tiffy time.
Yeah, I wonder how we're going to get there. I mean, I'm still, we always have one eye open right now for Naomi. She's been running an absolute muck on the women's division. She seems to have her hands in everybody's cookie jar. And then, of course, I mean, how does everyone else in the division play into it? But yeah, I can't imagine Tiffany losing tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's a decent
Charlotte, Jade get involved. Perhaps.
I don't know.
Did you hear that they might do Jade versus Charlotte at Evolution 2?
Yeah, I know they've been teasing that for quite a while. We've had a few of those moments where we're like, oh, and you would understand. Like, I mean, a lot of us talked about, Jade kind of being the next Charlotte as far as stature, look, physique, kind of fits the bill in a lot of ways. So, yeah, I mean, very interesting with this one. So, again, a lot of these, like this morning when I woke up, I didn't have a great deal of knowledge of what was going to be on this card tonight. So ultimately, finally, Nick Aldis comes out and gives us some stuff. And again, I do love the internet because you and I have talked for a long time. You actually really petitioned for Nick Aldis, Randy Orton. Now it's being reported, Nick, officially the dirt sheets have caught up. It might be a SummerSlam thing. Oh, okay, just like it was going to be a fucking, what was the last one?
WrestleMania. No, it was going to be WrestleMania when it was the mystery opponent. So that's why I'm fine. I'm like, okay, if I can't get it at WrestleMania, I'll take it out of SummerSlam.
Yeah,
well, because it ties into because everyone's now, well, he RKO'd Aldis again and then RKO'd everybody. How much is he going to have to pay in a fine? He already paid in advance for the last time he did it. So we had kind of teased that before going into WrestleMania. So now do we start to do that a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I think a lot of people have kind of felt like they were teasing it. I think the same idea, like, he even made wisecracks about his wife or Aldis's wife to be specific. So, I mean, ultimately, yeah, I feel like they were going that way. I thought it might have been a Mania thing. It wasn't. It does make me laugh that now the dirt sheets are reporting it like a thing because some asshole probably said it on a podcast somewhere. But ultimately,
maybe I'm that asshole, though. Maybe I'm that asshole.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. So we'll see. I mean, very curious. I mean, all this can only take so much abuse, right? Like, at some point, the man's got to be a man and step up, GM or not.
Yeah, well, and I mean, the guy was still an active wrestler when he took over the whole GM role of SmackDown and everything. When they first kind of brought him in, we were still debating on if he was going to be an active wrestler or if he was going to go into this GM role full time. And it's been very much, he's been essentially retired, but he's still got miles on that tread. It's not like he's not Nigel out there. That Daniel Garcia segment was some of the most atrocious shit I have ever seen in professional wrestling television.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I love the pettiness and the little picky pokey stuff at times. I do find it really odd that you'd run a Nigel McGuinness angle when everybody knows that the other company's running the Pat McAfee angle, and you start doing this kind of neck and neck. And I'm not saying you can't do a Nigel thing. Nigel's done shit before, Pat's done shit before. It was just really weird counter programming okay, we're gonna do this. And I'm sorry, at the end of the day, Nick, nobody cares about Daniel Garcia. I'm sorry, Daniel. You seem like a nice guy. You're just not in the right position. He's not a guy that makes the fans cheer. I don't know why they're trying so hard with him. It's another one of these Tony Khan things, but it's not good. It's not working.
None of that made any bit of sense with that whole segment. It seemed like everybody was pretty much just like had lines already written, and they weren't like cohesive at all, because you have Garcia talking about they were trying to end his career is what FTR was doing, but he's already retired and he's going to turn his back on him, but we should team up for a fight. But Nigel says FTR is going to whoop our ass, but no, you should team with me. It was just all over the goddamn place. And you want to talk about booking just to add on I just saw that recently of Zach Gowen. Are we just doing the peg leg because Montez Ford grabbed a fan's peg leg during a TLC match? Is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah. I mean, that's possible. That's definitely a possible thing. I debated this highly. I had a few people kind of like, this is getting him more heat. It isn't. It is not. It is not. People don't hate him more. The whole babyface thing is you got to kind of give a shit about the babyface. And listen, I'd take nothing away from Zach. Zach went in there. He works better than some people do with two legs. But it's not helping Ricochet. It's not. I kind of got called out a little bit about my take on Ricochet of, it's great that he's this online asshole, but it doesn't lead to anything. It's not like he's going after a TNT title or he's in these big matches. No, he's fighting Zach Gowen because it's going to get more heat. But my biggest issue with all of it, and we won't go too long because we're going to say hello to the people. My biggest issue with it is it's a WWE thing. That was 100%. So you don't want to be the WWE, but you're going to go back in their archive and pluck out a Zach Gowen from 23 years ago, or go sign the Big Show or Mark Henry. Like, at what point do you go, oh, wait, this isn't what we're supposed to be, and start trying to do something within, Gabe Kidd, if you can sign him long-term, great, use him. But ultimately, going into this fucking, we're the real wrestling. Well, then don't book Zach Gowen. I'm sorry. If you're the real wrestling, you want to run that game, you want to flex that muscle, then you can't do that bullshit.
The Gabe Kidd thing, I'm interested in, and we can talk about that later. But is it crazy to say that in 2025, Zach Gowen was not the only disabled wrestler on weekly television, and he wasn't even the best?
Right.
Because you've got Miles Bourne out there.
Right. Well, that's too funny. But yeah, man, I mean, again, it's just, it's not even criticism or hate. It's literally like, guys, this is not you. This is not what you want it to be. Like, this is what you created. You said the WWE did silly shit and they're entertainment and they're not good and da-da-da-da-da. And again, maybe we'll talk about this later because it ties into the online arguing about the ratings is making my head hurt. And we'll get into that. It's been fun times, but I might have a different approach than most people expect, because I'm just like, congratulations. Now shut the fuck up. All right, let's get to Zach. Zach, the first one in again. Like the little avatar here, buddy. The Price is Right live. There you go. Zach, how you doing? Ken, welcome back. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Enjoy the show. I'm off to a dirt track. Well, be safe. Have a good time. Check in. But let's go. Eric, another Eric. I'm looking forward to Tiffy versus Nia. Main event, as far as my memory serves. So it shall be a good one. I mean, again, I hope it's a good match.
Oh, it should be an all right match. It should be the main event. The only thing I think would main event over it is if you get a John, you get a Cody. Yeah. And even then, those might be throughout the show.
True. We might open the show. We'll find out. But I just have this suspicion that Cody might want to be in the Money in the Bank.
I don't want that just because it becomes too much that he's going to win it. It's like it was a little like Cody in the Rumble
Well,
of like now it's too on the nose.
If you end up with like Cody, if Seth goes into the Money in the Bank, LA Knight, I mean, it doesn't necessarily like it might not be a slam dunk that if Cody's in it, he takes it.
But we need Cross to win it. We need Cross.
A lot of people asking for Cross.
Well, now they're selling his merch actually in the goddamn venues and everything because they're asking for it that much. Which still, though, WWE shot, you do not have that in a 2X or 3X in big husky boy size. Pause.
Right. I did see that. I found it very interesting because Cross put out that video and he started it with like, they are listening. And then shortly after, the Righteous put out something and the opening line was, they are listening. And I'm like, this is getting fun. Keep playing. Like, what are we doing?
Are we going to start playing? What Jefferson Airplane song can we play? We've already played. Well, it'll be White Rabbit again. He was the White Rabbit. It ties all the way back along. You could have been right this whole time.
Yeah. Back to back, Eric's in the chat. What's up, Wrestling for Life buddies? Tonight, show is big with big wrestling weekend next weekend to follow Under Siege. Saturday main event, Battleground, double for nothing. Yeah, up on the channel now, folks. We will be here on Thursday, and we're going to preview all of those shows. We're going to do a quadruple preview. We're going to go through all the shows, all the predictions, all the fun stuff. And, of course, we're here all week long. We got Joe Hendry in concert. We got Trick Williams doing a rap video, which is going to be hilarious. I can't wait. Monday's full of fun stuff. Man, it's crazy times. Plus, it's the go-home show for Double or Nothing. And next weekend is insane. Memorial Day weekend with the boys.
Next week is literally the week of go-home shows. Every show is a go-home show.
Yep. So it's crazy. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy. And we're going to be here for all of it. So it's going to be fun times. Clay, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Letty, the cool. Hola, amigos. Mi amigos. ¿Cómo estás?
¿You un amigo o un amigo?
Cerveza, por favor.
Mucho cerveza, por favor.
Christian Power, how you doing? What's up, everyone? I continue on rallying KJ's Maple Leafs. I got hit with a little bit of karma on Wednesday. I put a good luck like Easter egg in my background, and it did not bring any good luck. So, yeah. The good news tonight is I'll just do what I did on Wednesday. Every time the Panthers score, I'll go harder at whatever I'm watching. Fucking Tony Khan knows nothing. You're like, why is he so bad?
We might have noticed.
Like, you're on commercial. I don't care. Nick Aldridge's going to be a mad boot with Randy Orton. Again, we have Money in the Bank, and then we have SummerSlam. So, I mean, the Randy Orton, Nick Aldridge thing, we'll see how it works because it's a long build if you're going all the way to SummerSlam.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe you do that because it gives him a little time to get back into shape. I mean, obviously, I don't think he's running ropes every day while he's being gym and all that. He may be still doing it here or there and anything. And I'm sure if they knew that this would be a thing that they might go down the road, he's probably been planning. But I mean, that feels like such a big match. You don't want that on like a Saturday main event or a weekly show.
No, not necessarily. No, not at all. I mean, especially because just the status of, Randy Orton taking on a general manager, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, August 3rd, man, August is a long ways away in the wrestling world. So, I mean, unless there's a plan, like Randy shows up at the the James household and runs amok, like, well,
we had Backlash and we blinked and we're on the road to Money in the Bank. What are we doing here?
Well, I mean, they're 3 weeks apart. That's the big jump between the two, right? So lots of time on that clock. So we'll see how they play this one. Kevin, welcome back. Ye God and tribalism, hashtag that. And of course, our hashtags as well, WFU for Life and Wrestling for Life Network. Andrea, welcome. Kevin, good to see you. Safit, welcome back. Vance is in the house. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. Michael, how you doing? Safit, always a pleasure. Rest in peace, Ashley Mazzaro. 6 years later. Wow, 6 years. Time flies.
Yeah.
Shake, the original tribal chief. Jacob Fatu says, Jerome, pumped for it. Jason, welcome back. It's time for Big Nick's official introduction.
That's how far back we are in the chat right now. We're back at, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Right. MDB, the champ is in the champ is in the camp. I like that. Time for a 3-hour show. Will I make it through the full 3 hours? Nobody knows. Get out your knee pads, folks. The patrol is on the loose, and it's going to be a fun one tonight. 3 hours is going to be a breeze, and there's a lot to talk about with this one. So hold on tight.
Right.
Can the Maple Leafs redeem their after themselves after that beatdown in the last game? If I know anything about the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're going to win tonight just to torture everybody when they lose the next one. No, it's Toronto in 7. Hold on tight. Let's hold on tight.
I was going to say, I can't find a rhyme for, I know the Lakers in 5, Gunther in 5. I can't find a rhyme for Leafs in 7.
Right. Dale, happy birthday to the Godfather on the Ho Train. I thought you were going to end the Ho Train. The Ho Train had a birthday.
Come see, come saw.
Kai. I implore Obafemi not to do MMA. He will look foolish. Just because he can't wrestle doesn't mean he can't fight.
Has that ever been discussed?
I haven't heard. I haven't heard officially that he's going to do MMA. I mean, he's a big boy. Was he a football player?
He was a shot putter, I believe.
He was a shot putter. That's right. We talked about that on the other day. I put some shot. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember.
Whoa, hold the God. Listen, Obafemi might be, one of those guys. You said him versus the gorilla. He might be the 1 in the 100 there.
Yeah, it was funny because I want to do like what 10 wrestlers would you take with you to fight the gorilla? You only get 10. Fuck 100. You get 10. I think.
I'm down to record that video. Let's go. We'll do that.
Yeah, no problem. Right? I mean, you don't need 100. Let's be real. Hey,
that's that saying. You only need 3 bad motherfuckers, and you can take over a whole goddamn continent.
The right couple dudes will get this done. No problem.
Right.
That very interesting. Roll Tide, welcome back. Happy belated, by the way, sir. Welcome. We are 100 days till the college football season. Wow, we're really looking ahead. Plus, SmackDown has Money in the Bank qualifier matches tonight. Can't wait. And the qualifiers will continue on Raw as well, of course. So we will see who's in those matches come Monday.
I would say Braun would be a guy in it. I don't know about Seth. Like, is Seth the guy that if he's in it, he has to win it? Because new faction, Heyman, you're already a top guy. Like, I want the Money in the Bank briefcase to go back to a guy that it mixed them. Like it was a bit with Priest. Like it kind of was with McIntyre of not exactly like the guy right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'd be interesting. Braun might be more inclined to be in there. Like you said, to kind of even it up. And I mean, I guess the side argument is it all depends on what Heyman and Seth and everyone else is kind of tied up into, right? So people talking about when does Roman come back? When's Punk gonna fight Seth? How does it all work? We'll find out. But Scott with the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Hello, my uncle passed away during the night. Here for the escape and fun. T's and P. Scott, great friend of the channel, great friend of the show. So thank you so much for being here, Scott. And if we can take your mind off it for a couple on hours, we're here to do so. So nothing but love, sir.
Absolutely, my guy. Appreciate you.
Brandon, welcome back. Hashtag load management. You gets me. Jose, how you doing? Vance, welcome back. Keyshawn got you. Mike Hawks. Mike.
This is why you get to do the clicky.
I'm glad I stopped myself. I was like, Mike's no. You got any more Seymour bots in the building?
He became Mo Sizlak in 1 second.
We got Byron, we got David, we got.
I need a man to hug and kiss. I need a man to hug and kiss.
That used to be the funniest shit. Eron, how you doing? I'm calling it. Chelsea Green winning the Money in the Bank says Elimination Chambers. Anthony's back with us. What's up? John C's in the house. I think Brandon got you. How you doing? Again, T's and P's out to Scott. Byron, welcome back. Dun, dun, dun. I think I saw Paul Dale, the OG, in the house. Let's go. Daryl Keith Ford, what's good? How you doing, buddy? Adrian, how are you?
How are you doing?
Hit him with that juicy J. Let's go. But let's go. All right, Nick. What else we got on the docket? As we are about 3 minutes away from the start of the show.
A cachette. Will Cody Rhodes return tonight on SmackDown? It's been advertised like it's one of those. It feels like WWE snitched on themselves a little bit. Are you trying to tell me to steal a second right now?
Yeah, go.
Fair enough. Yeah. We're pulling the goalie. Is that what we're doing right now? But WWE kind of put it out on their website that Cody was advertised for this SmackDown and then like took it down. And I don't know if it's still up right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, again, it was weird because it's not advertised on their page. But then it was. So I don't know. Like you said, did they slip up? Did they let the cat out of the bag? It's a weird kind of situation with this one where I wasn't even sure if it was true or not. But 316, again, thoughts and prayers. I've been there with my pops, and I know everyone out there has somebody connected to that evil, awful C letter word. And yeah, nothing but love, man. And I'm sure Pops is strong and he's gonna be battling. So again,
well, and we just had JR get announced that he's got colon cancer as well. We talked about that last night. Of me and Anthony pretty much said it seems like literally whatever deity you believe in, its strongest, viewers, end up getting the hardest battles here because that man's been through getting every trial and tribulation.
Yeah, he went from the skin cancer and such, and it was good news as far as getting through it. Yeah, I mean, again, it's tough, and it's one of those dreaded things in this life that everybody hopes to avoid. So, again, thoughts and prayers, and thank you for spending your time with us as well. And that's what the community is here for. You're never alone. Be a friend, tell a friend, and let's pass all the positive vibes.
Right.
Cherokee.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying we are family.
We are family.
Yeah.
Cherokee, George, evening all. Looking forward to Nia Jackson, Tiffany. Bad blood there. Been a while since DIY was seen. DIY over Fraxium, Black over Hayes. Yeah, are you surprised they're running Black and Hayes back again?
No, well, and I've seen some people online that have been hot and bothered on the call or unnecessarily about that were brought back Malachi Black, Aleister Black, and he's in a feud with The Miz. He's in a feud with Carmelo, that he's not on the upper cards, that he's not there. It's not a Phoenix versus a Malachi. It's not a Jacob versus a Malachi right now.
In time, and people need to relax. It's literally, we talk all the time about this microwave society of like, you didn't do it right away, relax. I mean, again, Miz is just there to, make sure there's the right amount of heat and fanfare for the right guy. Carmelo's a talented kid. People got a lot of high hopes for Carmelo. There's nothing wrong with Malachi coming in and beating him convincingly a couple times. I got no problem with this. It's not like they're bullying Malachi around and he's getting pinned. Now, I might regret that in a little bit, but yeah, no, I got no problem with this. I mean, people got to lighten up.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and to think that Malachi is just going to get instantly dropped into like the world title picture when he just came back and he's has not been in WWE for 5 years. Yeah, no, you get the welcome back. You get the welcome itty bitty titty pitty committee. You get the Miz, as your introductory feud. So you get back over with the people and everything. Well, I think we're still going to end up with Carmelo versus Trick as a tag team.
Well, I got then.
I am at now.
I got now.
I will stop at forever.
Forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick and I are syncing up. You can do the same at home to follow along with us at the same pace together.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the big W. We're ready to go. The show is rolling again. Get in that chat. We want to see triple digits hanging out with us tonight. So like, share, subscribe, click that reaction button, massage that algorithm for us as we want to be packed all night long. And we are looking forward to this tonight.
As you were saying, all the sussy things, but I will just quickly mention we got that this is not the best name to be clicking on. P. Diddles, what you think about R-Truth turning heel on Cena for the belt, and then NWF talking about Nick Kung I think you mean Nick Khan and his parents' favorite Tony Y. Yeah. But we do have Twitchers. We got Twitchers out there.
I want to know if NWF is like Noof, which is like Nick, like a shorter form of Newfoundlander. I want NWF Noof. Just shout out.
Fair enough. There you go. Cross Canadian.
I'm curious, but as we get the rundown of the card tonight,
right, as we got Tiffany. Well, now I'm getting the image for Tiffany, and now replay of Backlash, which we've still got to get the fallout. Do we get John Cena tonight?
I don't know. And again, I thought perhaps, but nobody's, again, nothing official on it. So a solid maybe. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't even know it unless they're going right back into John Cody, then maybe not, right? Cody.
We need John R-Truth. We need John R-Truth.
That's all I want. And I mean, I popped when R-Truth came out, and then I popped again when I saw the press conference, and there's Cena putting R-Truth to a table. R-Truth, and I know somebody in the chat was trying to come at me about like, oh, KJ, it's terrible. No, it's amazing. It's amazing. I don't care. Oh, it would be better if they, but I don't care what would be better. I don't care. This is for truth. This is for Ron Killings. The man has deserved it. The man has earned it. Give the man his flowers. Let him have the Saturday night main event. And I think it's beautiful.
He's not going to win the fucking match. He's at best had a big run as the 24/7 champion. He's known as nothing but a comedy stick and everything. You let him have that main event, that top main in the card match versus John Cena. Christ, WWE put out a whole playlist of the whole moments between John Cena and R-Truth and all of that. Let that moment happen, and we still got a bit of time. This is not the last match John's gonna have. Wrestling can be fucking fun sometimes, and I know you're gonna get the fucking counter argument of sometimes it's not fun, it's just ignorance. But
no, it's not. This is amazing.
No, I'm not saying with this. I'm saying about other promotions and other counter arguments. I'm anticipating the IWC onslaught.
And again, I think for anybody out there that wants to knock any booking that happens in any company out there, whether it's WWE, TNA, any company, if your company's booking the one-legged man, you got to shut the fuck up on some of your opinions. Just got to eat it. Sorry.
Do I counter with the deaf guy? Is that how I counter that? Is with the deaf guy?
I mean, he wins in my book.
Oh, I know, but yeah.
Right? As we got Randy Orton over John Cena, folks. Get in this chat. Let's go. But yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy to me of like, how dare you criticize? Oh, I can't believe Pat McAfee's fighting Gunther. I can't believe a one-legged man fought. Oh, I can't believe they're booking this and that. Oh, I can't believe the one-legged man got booked. I can't believe they're no. That's it.
We need Zach Gowan's had it hard enough. We don't need to keep beating up on him. And Ricochet somehow had it harder.
Nothing but respect to the man. He did well. It was fun. But my God, your booker is dumb.
Well, allegedly, according to Javon, he's on other substances, but we'll talk about that a little later.
That's not proven yet.
To be determined in court. John C. saying, same for Wesley. That's not the one I want to click on. I predict Cody comes back tonight as heel.
No, and I've been saying this for a long time. Again, I'll be surprised, and I've been proven wrong before. I don't see it, but here comes Solo, Jacob, and Jeff Cobb.
I don't see it because I know, and I've the one that's pitched it at times, but especially if he's going to be the one that pulls John from the ledge, he can't do that as a heel. He can't be the one that, like, maybe you could get that double turn is that when you do it, but until then, he's a babyface.
Yeah, I just struggle, and I don't think they're gonna. I just think they're hesitant to pull the trigger on it because I believe there's people internally that see Cody as kind of this. No, he is the John Cena of our time now. Like this, we need him as we need our purebred babyface.
SmackDown needs to be led by a babyface because Raw will be led by a heel.
True.
I mean, right now it's led by a babyface because of Jey Uso, but I'm saying Seth Rollins.
Right. They're giving us a graphic for Money in the Bank triple threat match.
as I got Spaz with a $10 super chat, K Juice and Nikki Puree. That's different. I'll take it. Big love for you guys letting me plug my stuff. Pause. Jake DeMarco and I just did an episode I'm real proud of called Everyone's an Asshole. I love this community's feedback.
Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat, my guy.
We will give you glowing reviews of your asshole, Spaz, I guess is what we're trying to say. Pause there. But as Solo's getting a bunch of heat here, but
yeah, that's the one thing. I know people have been a little critical of Solo, but he gets a lot of heat lately.
Lady B, I can't believe it's not butter, but hi all. Now we're welcoming Jeff Cobb. I hope they announce him as Jeff Cobb. Now, and obviously you get people that get mad online because they have nothing else better to do with their lives about how not everyone in this group Samoa, not everyone's from the Anawahi family, but I feel like that's pretty much what the Bloodline 2.0 has kind of been. Have you brought in the Tongans?
You coined it perfectly, bro.
It's the Polynesian principalities, but yes, it is very much. It's been this kind of. I've said it before. Of I wanted it under Roman. Of you get these hired mercenaries.
Mm-hmm. That's a fair argument, right? Like, but people are funny. Like, I mean, to me, 10 years ago, we wouldn't even thought twice. We just been like, hey, works for me.
Well, that's because internet wasn't as much of a thing, but
oh, for sure.
As Jacob's still though just been off in his own world. He's kind of like Marshawn Lynch right now. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
That's what he looks like for sure. He's got that belt over the shoulder. Again, nothing but cool, nothing but smooth. Cool as a cucumber, this man.
Which for everyone, though, that sees Jeff Cobb's size and stature and, discredits him. Motherfucker will destroy people.
No. But is it nuts that we thought, like, I will admit, Jacob yeets that fucking microphone. Wow.
Is Jacob, well, you said yeets. Is Jacob becoming the J to Solo's Roman?
Yeah, they're listening to the crowd. Crowd love this man. All gas, no brakes.
There's literally a whole sign that just says, I heart Fatu.
Yeah, let's keep it 100. But it's funny because, we've seen a lot of Jeff. Jeff seems huge. Like, Jeff seemed like such a big guy. And then you see him here and you're like, he's not that big.
He's a huge guy in AW until they get to WWE.
It's crazy.
I'm waiting to see Wardlow show up like fucking Tyrion Lannister and everything, and just needs to be up on getting stilts or something.
Right?
I did this all by myself. Is this man subtly wearing Gucci shades? Just so everyone knows, this man is subtly wearing Gucci shades. I mean,
yeah, let's go.
And Solo's mocking the yada mean.
Yeah,
yada mean over yeet. JC knows what you mean. Don't make his name just JC. Hopefully they're going to keep it as Jeff Cobb.
Right.
Well, because I do think that is his given name. So kind of hard to trade net mark somebody's given name.
100%. Yeah, it's funny how small Jeff Cobb is in this group. He's the little guy of the group.
Well, you always felt like Solo was the little guy, except maybe like Tongaloa, and now Jeff Cobb's like, cousin Joe said you had to let me. Cousin Dwayne said you had to let me play with y'all.
Right. And anybody that hasn't had the best of feelings about what Solos does or is doing, watch what he's doing right now. The swag, the attitude, this is good shit.
Solo at this point, I saw another content creator mention it, and I think it was Just Lay It Down or whatever. I can't remember the guy's name, but very much Solo deserves his flowers right now. He has been this big. He's been the kind of bastion of the whole Bloodline storyline, still kind of continuing on because he was the one that split off. He led his whole group. He's developed now much more as a character, as a personality, as a performer.
Yeah, and I mean, again, he's still preaching. We got to bring the belt back to the family. Like, but LA
Knight.
As Jacob was not happy. Dennis, good to see you.
Yeah, but as Solo was saying, telling Jacob, well, we got to bring the belt back to the family.
Yeah. Oh, LA behind. Clobber. Is he?
I like Odd's comment here of it's clobber in time.
It's clobber in time. That's amazing. Is he wearing shorts and cowboy boots?
I mean, is he wearing the same outfit I am underneath this fucking screen? Maybe.
Shorts and cowboy boots. There's a visual.
Exactly. If you want to think about that, do with what you will with that image. Right. Yeah.
As we go to BFAB and Mission, kicking off the show already with the Bloodline 2.0, folks.
Can we just call them bitchin'? I mean, if you got BFAB and Mission, can we just call them bitchin'?
What up, bitchin'? Let's go. Cena could lose R-Truth in a dark match, but they won't acknowledge the title change if he wins. Yeah, probably not.
Have the moment. Even if we know he's going to lose, but you're still going to have that moment to where you believe that he might get the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Oh, Alexa pops up.
Spooky dookie.
All right. So it looks like we might be getting the women's triple threat next. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. But, maybe a little tease out there already of how Alexa just pops up.
She's creepy. In a great way.
It seems like we might be setting up a tag match here with the service, the Secret Service, versus Bitchin'.
Maybe. But here comes Alexa Bliss. Let's go.
I was going to say, do you need to pick Chelsea Green just obligatory in this match because Canadian Leafs connection? Is she a Leafs fan? I don't know.
Not that I know of. She's probably a Cougar fan. But
yeah, she is. She's a Nucks fan, I guess, if that's a way to say that. Yeah,
she's a Nucker. But
that's why Matt Cardona married her.
Right. But you know me well enough. The Canadian thing only gets you so far. But it's so hard to bet against Alexa Bliss. There's got to be an out here.
And I think Alexa Bliss adds some extra credence, some little extra caveat into this match of that.
For sure.
Probably won't feature Becky. I don't know if it would feature like a Charlotte. Maybe it features a Bailey. Chelsea. I don't like how you said oof there when I said Bailey.
I was like, I don't know.
Well, like who else outside of like almost 2 women out of this match, I think could be in the women's Money in the Bank. I think Naomi could be in there. Maybe a Jade. I don't know if you'd put a Bianca in there. I don't like Bianca could get a title shot without winning the Money in the Bank. I'll put it that way.
True, right? As it was really cool to see like the AAA ad on WWE programming for Worlds Collide coming up. And again, obviously with their relation, now owning AAA, but to see guys like La Parka and such in the ad is real kind of fun.
Fair enough. Well, we got quadruple A out here of Anthony just losing his mind over Alexa out here.
Right? Let's go, Alexa.
Yeah, man, we did 4 times.
Alexa! Feeling good. What up, Anthony?
Right.
I see David. How you doing? I wanted to click on, somebody had an interesting question. John C. Question, KJ. Does the comments just keep scrolling as they come in as you're trying to catch up? Or can you control it and like pause? No, you guys just keep scrolling in. Like, it just keeps going. We got to keep playing keep up. It's fun time.
It is as much as the ticker moves underneath us is how much y'all pull it. It's like the fucking stock market out here of now we're up on Alexa, now we're down on Chelsea Green here. How we doing here? Am I selling on Chelsea Green stock? Am I buying Alexa Bliss stock? What am I doing here?
Right. What's up, Terrell? Alexa Spooky Chew. I don't know if they're the same.
No, don't you put that connotation on that woman.
Chew's doing really good on fucking Evolve, man. She's doing really good
She can
stuff.
stay there. She can stay there with Nikita Lyons, which I don't know if you saw, which was the most interesting booking last night on TNA. We've got Masha Slebovich with Nikita Lyons taking on Victoria Crawford, formerly Alicia Fox,
Her
and
new
Tessa
move,
Blanchard.
bomb.
For which me and Anthony, I kind of forced it upon him, called it literally the team you don't like versus the team you don't like a little bit less.
I saw Nikita trying out some new moves. The one in the corner, the Booker bomb. I thought that
what
was
the fuck is her character? Like, what is her gimmick? What is she?
She has to be a heel. She has to be a pretentious, stuck up. You know, I'm a mega star in my head, even though we know she's not. Like, she's the type where you could give her like, you know, like fake concerts where she comes out and sings poorly and gets booed the whole time. She has.
Who was that used to have that gimmick?
Was it Jillian? Jillian Hall?
Yeah, Jillian Hall. Thank you. Yes, it was Jillian Hall. She was fake Britney Spears.
That's what she could kind of do. There's no way to make Nikita, for me right now, a baby face. I've watched her enough. I even saw her last night. Her mannerisms, like this, I'm so amazing, and everything's a TikTok pose, and everything's, you know, how's my angle and how's my duck face. She needs to be a heel, and even then, but she has to be a heel.
But to where she's fallen of, you were supposed to be the chosen one.
I mean, again, is that us putting expectations?
No, they fucking built her to be like that. Remember when we were watching it in NXT, and it was her and Zoe Starks of competing for the NXT title and everything. She at one point was supposed to be kind of one of the top dogs in NXT, and then she kept getting hurt. She got
her initial push. I don't remember her fighting anywhere near the title, I don't remember either Zoe. I don't think Zoe had the NXT title. But I mean, again, I think she's young. She's been in and out due to injury. If she can stay healthy, I think she's got an aesthetic that is going to be popular. But she has to be a heel. She has to be a pain in the ass, arrogant, stuck up biatch.
But she doesn't even have like, are you a karate expert? Are you a pop star? Are you just thicker than a Snickers? What the fuck are you?
Yeah, a little all over the place. It lacks kind of like it hasn't.
He's Charlotte Flair, but just air.
Yeah, not even.
Well, no, she comes off thinking that she's the sugar honey iced tea. She sat there and wasn't involved and was hitting, you know, up, down, left, right for all the fucking taunts.
Yeah, here comes Mission. Yeah, I just think give her time. We'll see where she goes. I mean, she's been bypassed by so many. She's either going to kind of find a way to push forward, or she's going to, you know, end up hanging out with Tegan Knox and Kira.
Fair.
Another $5 from Spazzer.
What would you guys tell people like me who's never seen AAA and his Worlds Collide main job to sell people like me on our first Triple Mania?
Ole!
Crossing the streams a bit. Yeah, ole!
It's good. I mean, the thing about AAA is you're going to have to take some silliness and some like the pageantry of it, which I don't mind. Like if you are one of these fans that are on the internet and watch like every minute of pro wrestling has to be super serious and super about what, you know, what we're building here. AAA gets a little fluffy at times. But if you like high spots, it's fun. But they go ham, they go hard, and their audience is fucking like their crowd is into it. It's life. There's no breaking kayfabe. They're in.
Oh, you fucking go to the casket with the fucking mask and everything. But yeah, no, it is. It's like watching the X Division on fast forward a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Of they're hitting all the topes, all the backhand springs, everything. It is very much more acrobatic. I will put it that way.
Oh, for sure. High flying, a lot of topes, a lot of Cohen Hilos and all the fun stuff. But then you get characters like a Penta, like a La Parca, like a Vikingo, maybe to a lesser degree. But they have these real, I mean, we've seen Vampiro back there doing stuff. It's very, like the fans really get into the character. And the people that are supposed to be over are very over and very babyface, like exaggerated babyface. And then the heels are kind of exaggerated heels in a lot of way. And if you happen to like curvy ladies in wrestling, it's a really good place to go.
It is telenovela wrestling. I'm Christ, they had a guy that was Psycho Clown out there,
right?
And everything.
As we are off and running, Mishin just kicked Chelsea out of the match. Wow. 88% going Alexa, 9 going Chelsea, 3 going Mission.
Mission out here, still from the block.
Keith Sweat might have got more votes than Mission.
He's on a mission.
Yeah, see, Boston's kind of with you, and I kind of feel that
I'm
way.
not calling for people's jobs.
No, not at all. But she does. She is in a point of her career where they're going to give her a chance on Evolve. Oh, wow, nice. They're going to give her a chance on Evolve. Can she develop a character that gets over, and then can she move up?
That's the thing, is to her, I feel like she, and this is me hypothetically speaking, I think this to her is blah, blah, blah. They move me down here. I'm going to show I'm the best, when it needs to be looked at of you got put down here because if you, this is going from AA ball to AAA ball or whichever way it goes. You went from, you know, the minors to the juniors. If you ain't going to make it here, you ain't going to make it anywhere, sweetheart.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I believe this is an opportunity for her to stay healthy. Without being on, you know, something like NXT where they've had her, they put her in an angle, she gets healthy, so they got to throw out all their plans. They do not want Chelsea involved here.
Well, take out the foregone favorite here.
Oh, fair enough.
You said there were coming in all guns a-blazing initially of that Chelsea's the odds-on favorite here, so why don't we double team it?
Again,
and then instantly Alexa turns on Mission.
There we go. I think the 3 names I hear the most about. Whoa, Tope almost miss A.
Oh,
she held. She almost miss A. She got there.
She got that by a Canuck.
Oh, and those knee pads were almost a problem.
Yeah, she didn't give a puck.
But yeah, the 3 names I hear a lot with Money in the Bank is Chelsea, LA Knight, and Cross. Come up the most, I think.
It's surprising because I haven't heard so much of LA Knight, but I've really only just heard Cross and honestly kind of Naomi when it comes to the women's. I was going to say it's been interesting of the women seem super wide open. I think the fan service is very much behind Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Just let him have the Money in the Bank. Like,
right.
The Money in the Bank needs to be kind of that developmental thing, that transitional thing, that star making thing versus it stays on a top guy. Like a Cody. If Cody's in here and Cody wins Money in the Bank, I don't like it because you didn't need him to have Money in the Bank for him to get a title shot.
Yeah, I think the only counter to that is the fact that it's so competitive right now and there's so many names that anybody kind of shuffles. Like, what if Drew was to win another one, or, you know, again, there's a lot of, and that's what also.
Well, if Drew wins it, that's fine. I will take a Drew over a Cody.
Really? So you feel like, okay.
I want it still to be to where Drew could still be a competitive thing. Like if Drew somehow, if Cody takes it off John last night, what have you, and then Drew cashes in then, and Drew wins it off of Cody. I'm not mad at that at all. You almost have double dipped into Cena's retirement of you gotten the heat and just moved it over to Drew. So that's the thing is I just don't want someone that doesn't need the Money in the Bank briefcase to get a title shot to win it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying to an extent. And that's why, I mean, the other thing, and I was going to say this, when Cody if Cody shows up, Cody comes out, starts doing all his meandering. It could be a guy like Drew that walks through the curtain and says, Cody, shut up. And they have a non-title little grudge for a while.
That I don't hate it at all. Not at all. And I think we need to keep Cody away from the title because Cody's probably the last one John faces.
I still think it's Punk.
Well, that was allegedly, and And most of the people that allege these things have no way of sourcing anything. So very much allegedly.
Yeah, source
that Money in the Bank was going to have John versus Cena on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think it's somewhere along this journey.
Christ, I said John versus Cena. John versus Punk. It took me a minute.
Yeah, but I think somewhere along the line there you have to check off the Cena CM Punk box. And what better way than do it at the very end? I don't know if I really want John to hand the belt back to Cody on his way out. Like, thank you for letting me borrow this.
I don't mind. Well, like I said, I don't mind the Punk thing at the end. I was just saying of that they had rumored that they were going to do that of literally the mirror from Money in the Bank before when Punk left with the belt.
Yeah.
Of you do John versus Punk at Money in the Bank in LA.
Yeah. The other, I mean, is there a chance? Well, is Mission working over Alexa? Is there a way that Cody winning the Money in the Bank and cashing in could somehow make the double turn work if they go that way? SummerSlam, I like that, Anthony.
Kingsley, come get your girl. She out here shaking all of them strange for none of them change. And that thing ain't coagulating, conversing, none of that. That thing ain't bouncy.
Right. WCW NWA coming to Roku? Is that a guess or fact? I had not heard that. That'd be cool.
We have breaking we have breaking NWA news that they still exist. And they are going to do the Crockett Cup.
Billy Corgan's going on another tour to fucking finance another year of NWA.
Despite all his rage, Corgan is still a rat in the cage.
Oh, well played. Stoner Jesus, how you doing? How you doing? I was checking him.
He beat me to it.
Yeah.
I feel like a bad stoner.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta go say hi to Stoner and we gotta talk some green.
There you go.
Wesley, how you doing? Welcome back. I see Born Underdog in the chat. A new name. Might be an old person with a new name. Hooters. Wait, what? Wait, like for his girlfriend or the wing place? Can we clarify?
The fact is, you have to click on the article to find out. That's the fucked up part. No, I did see as Alexa with a double drop kick onto Chelsea. I did see that actually the Hulkster went through neck fusion surgery recently.
Right.
But
oh shit.
Mission. Oh, unprettier. Oh, reverses it. Disaster kick. One.
Breaks it up. Crowd a little quiet.
Yeah.
Wake up a little.
But did you see the hardest, scuffed as fuck Hulk Hogan picture to where he just looked haggard as a sumbitch? Of all bloodshot eyes and a fucking scraggly ass beard. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, my guy.
Well, the man's 70 fucking too. Like,
hang it up. The grift you ain't about that grift anymore.
Old folks don't retire, man. The boomers will not quit.
Twisted Bliss on the Mission line too. Chelsea backs it up.
No way. Chelsea's going to steal it. Let's go.
Oh, unprettier.
Oh, Alexa. Oh.
Well, I like that Tessitore literally set it up when Chelsea pulled Alexa out of. Chelsea rips her off, which if she would have snuck the win, it would have been absolute. Oh, yes, Abigail. Do it. Oh, do it. And she pins Chelsea to do it.
Natalya,
one of your favorites now to win it.
She's got to be, because again, she just listened to the pop, man. All the fans were sitting around waiting for was Alexa to get that pin.
I like that they very much made it different. Like it was dependent on the two of them. It came down to literally Chelsea and Alexa. Of all due respect of Mission, she was the odd man out. You expected almost she was going to take the pin, but now that it came down to, it was literally tit for tat between Chelsea and Alexa as to who won. I think does that match a ton of service.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, Mission 8, both finishers.
Yeah.
Let's
but
go.
Alexa Bliss gets your win and is the first Money in the Bank qualifier officially across both divisions, actually.
First qualifier of 2025. Alexa Bliss going to Money in the Bank. Which, again, if you're not going to do anything with the Wyatt Six, who gives a shit? Let's move on and get Alexa back into things. Alexa's a superstar. I'm such a big fan of Alexa and what she can do.
Do Alexa and those six need to be connected?
They don't have to be. And if you don't have anything, I know people are talking, and I defended it. Like, oh, they're waiting for Howdy. But you can't hold back Alexa forever. We're going to stop giving a shit.
Right. Well, and there's nothing saying, though, too, when it comes to Chelsea, that they don't end up doing one of those very much like the kind of everyone that's been eliminated before, you get into the muck of you get the last spot here if you win this match. So Chelsea could still sneak away into this.
Right.
Hulk Hooters, brother.
Yeah. I mean, did he really, though? Is that a true story?
Hold on. You click through some more comments. I'm going to find the good old Google machine. And I don't know what I'm going to pull up. If I search Hulk Hogan Hooters, what might pop up on this end?
You're going to get fucking...
I might end up on a watch list. I don't know if I want this malware on my computer, all of that.
Nikki Cross will either help or cost Alexa Money in the Bank. I think that's a possibility, Chris, for sure. A high possibility. Right now, we're getting the progressive replay of Fraxium actually getting the win over the Street Profits.
Hulk Hogan is trying to get his hands on Hooters. That is the headline. And I didn't make that up. I wish I wrote it, but yeah.
He's trying to buy Hooters.
Hulk Hogan has big plans to revive the Hooters brand. TMZ is reporting that Hulk Hogan is attempting to acquire the branding for the Hooters restaurant chain. The acquisition would be under Hulk Hogan or under Hogan's Real American Brands. That's the fucking best thing we need right now, with more real American brands. According to TMZ, Hogan's team sees this as a way to bring the Hooters intellectual property. That's a fucking convoluted ass sentence. When have you ever heard Hooters and intellectual put together? Back to relevance in the United States.
It's too funny.
Hooters is more than just wings and nostalgia. It's part of the American story. Real really American told TMZ.
Whole new meaning to like the shirt ripping.
He's thing. Literally gonna when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You can get Tearaway Hooters Hooter Mania running wild 2026, brother.
Man, there's so many marketing possibilities with this campaign.
But they haven't even thought of a one. I
know, right? The Hooters only fan girls just blowing up fucking Twitter with their Hooters. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just speaking on behalf of Hulk Hogan. This has nothing to do with my thought process at all.
Yeah. They come to Hooters. We're the biggest breast chicken right now. What?
Fraxium for the win. I will put a poll up, folks. Get your votes in. I know we're distracted by Hogan's Hooters.
Not Hogan's Heroes, Hogan's Hooters.
Yeah, right? Hogan's Hooters.
Bro, it literally, I thought it was a goof. I thought people were just pulling our leg with that. And then literally, it was WrestleZone.com is the article I was quoting. It's mostly from TMZ.
It's funny because there's been things like that a lot. There's like the whole Mina Shirakawa entrance music fiasco. I thought that was bullshit. I thought that was made up. I thought it was fake news. And then it actually did happen. Like even the dude was like, we took care of it, Harry. I took care of it.
Christ, take your balls for the cause, and then we can talk about that because that's some shit to unpack.
So fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the show rolls on. We're going to get Fraxium and DIY. Get your votes in, and I shall return.
Right, KG, taking a pause for the cause. As again, I'm in a commercial break, so I'll remind everybody as I see 103 people with us. We've been at that. We've even gotten up to 120 and all of that, tonight. So let's see if we can keep it rocking and rolling when it comes to that. And again, we do have the Twitch, we do have the Discord, we got the merch store, we got this, that, and the third when it comes to anything pro wrestling and all your wrestling needs out there. But absolutely. Hogan's no, God damn it, Boston. Why is that the first one I clicked on? Oh, words fail me. Born Underdog taking Fraxton. Yes, what are you guys talking about? And it's hopefully not Hogan's Hooters or Heroes or anything. But who you got in this match between DIY versus Fraxium, which Ciampa, I as a fellow brethren, a fellow brotherhood of the beard, you should have never shaved my guy. It looks so unsafe. He looks like Obadiah Stane's younger brother of like Tony Stark built this in a cave out of scraps. Like, it doesn't look right at all to see Ciampa without a beard. Anthony Thompson wears the Motor City Machine Guns. They don't, I believe, well, now I'm trying to remember if they wrestled last week. But again, it doesn't always have to be every time that we have a tag match on SmackDown, every team needs to be involved. Like the Street Profits aren't having a match tonight. They're the tag champs. Is that an issue? No, I still think you need to develop and establish and build these divisions. And the best way to do that is to put spotlights and put focuses on some of the tag teams. Now, granted, I think they need to add an influx of tag teams, Fraxium being one of them. I think is a great shout. And this is your way to build them into that tag division if they take on DIY, former tag champs, recent tag champs, actually. And who's to say Motor City doesn't get involved at the end of this match? Wesley taking Fraxium for the win. Johnny, what up, my guy? Chris Power, Maggie Sting. I know I've seen you a bit, Johnny. Oh, there we go. My grandma came into the room in that last match, and she said, "What are you watching?" I said, "WWE Friday Night Smackdown." And she said, "I didn't know there was girls in WWE." Well, there you go. Well, you're educating grandma. So 100%. You can even say the Wrestling for Life Network is out there we're educational programming. We might educate you on some things you might not want to know, but we'll educate you on some things. Christian, the Subway Series is going on in New York. Mets against your Yankees. Anyone will want to let me know the score, or let me know the score of the next game. I saw, shout out my brother from another mother, also, by the way, Big Ray, because again, I know he's cheering for all the same teams I am and a fellow New Yorker, but I saw him put out a thing of how like today's like the biggest day in kind of New York sports history in a while, or at least New York sports fandom here, because the New York Knicks could potentially beat the Boston Celtics of all teams after the New York Knicks have been a laughing stock of the NBA to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We've got Juan Soto, who's out there having a higher extra security. It's going to be 5,000 or 50,000 or whatever versus one of, the man who crossed the subway line instead of the picket line over from the Yankees to the Mets. So it's a big day in New York sports. So anyone who can let me know the scores as I'm watching right now, Fraxium versus DIY kickoff, as we got Axiom taking on Ciampa. So let me know, folks, who you taking. When an irresistible wing meets two immovable objects. Ooh. What is the wing of the ring? Are we playing Guess Who right now? Yes, we do still have that gut. We do still have that gut. I literally can't get the words out of my mouth. It's coming out too fast. But yes, we do still have that kicking around the wing in the ring, all that. Yes, let's go. That's Kyle. Why did I click on you? No. Let's go, Yankees. Shave them sideburns. DIY, we are ready. Like to see the Profits versus the Flu Day. That's your cross-promotional, your cross-brand. That's Raw champ versus SmackDown champ. 21-16, Nick. That's the first time I've ever had to say that out loud. I always became inherently associated as a Knicks fan because I'm a Knick from New York, and they're the Knicks from New York. But yeah, so what quarter? Big Nick, I was unaware you are a Yankees fan. Absolutely. Born and raised Yankees fan, Buffalo Bills fan, Notre Dame fan, Syracuse Cross fan, which actually shout out the NCAA men's lacrosse tournaments going on. Side hustle shout out. But Fraxium goes for a springboard and just fucked all of that. I know Johnny's, well, was that actually that Johnny pulled the rope, or did Fraxium really mess up and they're selling it that Johnny pulled the rope? I was halfway watching it in real time. So, and also, I know KJ's probably going to come back with a score update, but anyone know the score of the Leafs Panthers game right now? My I guess hockey team, I guess because of the Capitals, because of Ovechkin, because it's Ovi, has already been eliminated. As we're going to commercial break, I assume as we get the double clap and shoulder pat spot there from DIY on the barricade. Shout out Big Hirsch. I see him right behind DIY. Shout out to homie. But yeah. So we don't go to commercial. We just carried on. That's normally their go to commercial spot. Were you a Donovan McNabb fan, Nick? Oh, because of Syracuse football? No. I was actually a Mike Vick fan. And I know that's controversial. I was a Mike Vick fan, and I will always be a Mike Vick fan. I was one of those. I know KJ's lit it out of the bag, and we're still working on it, folks, with the merch store and everything, of having wrestling for life jerseys you can purchase and everything. Of you can customize it, you can incentivize it, you can sit there and if you want to rep your favorite host, what have you, all of that. But I got to pick the number 7, and I've always picked that in anytime I make a player in any sort of game. Number 7, because of Michael Vick, because goddamn it. I know, controversial, but man was the fucking cheat code in games. Being a Vick fan isn't controversial to America. Fair. Yeah. Nick, how deep you get into the Yankees-Mets debate, that's coming from the New York or Queens. Oh, so then you're a Mets fan. All right, so I'll put it this way. I'm married to a Mets fan, which thankfully she's not as much into sports as I am, but her whole family is. But yeah, and I live in New England, which is all Red Sox fans. So I am out here on an island unto itself when it comes to being the New York Fan Appreciation Society here, the New York Fan Club here. But Wrestling for Life hockey jersey would be sick. Well, it might be in the works. Just saying. Yes. And depending, I guess, maybe on how these playoff series go, might depend on how fast they come out. Subway Series always back. I still always loved when we got the World Series Subway Series. That to me is pinnacle of New York fandom. When you got the Yankees versus the Mets, and it's deciding the World Series. Yeah, I was born in Flushing, New York. I was born, don't dox me, in Potsdam, New York, of pretty much goddamn Canadian border. But I am in commercial break. So again, I see 93 people kicking with us. We've been hovering around that triple digits. Like I said, we've reached 120 plus before and everything. So let's keep this thing going. Let's keep this thing rolling. Spread the good gospel of wrestling out there. You're doing nothing but a disservice to yourself. Not spreading the good word of wrestling out there. As I gotta refresh. I only saw 52 likes on the stream. Yeah, we're at 121. So let's see if we can match how many viewers we got as to how many likes we got with 121 here. But I'm in commercial break again. I don't even watch hockey, but I love hockey jerseys. It's so damn comfortable. What in the Kevin Smith are you saying? Yes, no, absolutely, my guy. Yeah. So if the Yankees wins, do the Mets fans right? And if the Mets win, do the Yankees fans, though the same city? No, it's normally if the Yankees fans wins, the Mets fans just acknowledge their tribal chief. And if the Mets win, then we question what like how did we fail? How did the refs screw us? They stole our best player in Juan Soto, but we still have Aaron Judge, but we keep getting injured. Yeah. No riots. This isn't, Chicago. This isn't Canada or anything, KJ, to where we'll have riots in the streets over championship victories or anything. Giants versus Jets in a Super Bowl would be crazy. No, it would be terrible. It would be awful. And I say that as a Bills fan. So, yes, the only team that actually plays in New York. The other two teams play in Jersey. As I am back in action, as I've got a tag in a Frazier and a tag in a Gargano, as Nathan Frazier coming in on fire. I'm from Queens, New York, was born and raised at Citi Field. You were born in Citi Field. Third base, second base, outfield, lower third. Where were you? I'm not ashamed to say that when I was a teenager, I had a Bret Hart hockey jersey and I wore it all the time. I still, to this day, have actually, the missus actually recently got me for it. It got me was Jason Voorhees hockey jersey. So absolutely, 100%. Especially if you're a bigger individual. Comfy clothes, baggy clothes matter. Baggy clothes matter as Nathan Frazier goes for the Phoenix Splash. This man manages to hit out of that so clean and roll into something else. V-trigger. I said V-trigger, not KJ trigger.
Right, I'm triggered.
Right?
Oh, shit. Fairy tale ending.
One.
Save.
Two.
Hell of a match rolling here.
Absolutely. Well, there were some people, where's Motor City Machine Guns? Where's the Street Profits? You need to let this tag division develop. Bill, you're just introducing Fraxium into this.
Yeah, everyone's got to get rolling. Nice. But this is what the tag team division needs. A solid match like this. Again, this is absolutely cooking. And it's actually making
SmackDown's tag division is your work rate tag division. Yeah. And Monday Night Raw is your smash them and stack them tag division.
Fine. Well, they need some more smash and grab.
Well, you have two teams in that division. Well, no, you have you have more teams. You just need to let them be teams, I guess.
Ciampa missing the knee strike.
I miss his beard more than he missed that knee strike.
Yeah, it's too funny.
He looks like strung out Santa.
Big kick from Frazier. Johnny wobbly up on this top rope.
Right. Big dog, of course, pop it in. Speaking of rolling into something else, KJ's back just in the nick of time.
Well played, big dog. Well played.
Yeah.
I got a bone to pick about this in general. The Vancouver has been one time. Did you want to see rioting shade, the country that can't help but burn itself down? That you have?
I mean, it's not January. It's later in the month and later in the year when you guys riot.
Ciampa destroying Fraxium or Axiom. Match is cooking.
Who is this match right now? And this might be a bold statement. Do we have the best NXT champion of a generation of NXT versus the best NXT tag champs of a generation right now?
Yeah, kind of. You kind of have like the last kind of really stand out. I mean, yeah, really. DIY was kind of that last big NXT tag team. A couple other teams have rolled through, but not at that level. And the
next closest is Fraxium.
You're right. Yeah. In a lot of ways, Nick. So yeah, I mean, for my money, and they're laying it on,
it has this feel like this feels like an NXT, PLE. This feels like a stand and deliver. This feels, black and gold.
Mm-hmm. This, and I posed this question to some people out online this week. Does WWE get overlooked, or are they underrated for their act? Like everyone talks about AEW as the land of the wrestling, the better matches, but then we see matches like this one, and you're like, are they not getting enough credit before the actual matches they run.
Super kick.
Ciampa trying to take that mask off and gets kicked.
Tries to drag a screw and just ends in a teabag.
Hey! Nice. I'm okay.
Stolen teabag.
I like it. Good match. And exactly what the heels should do. How dare you steal a match?
Well, how dare you steal a mask?
Talk about oxymoron.
Well,
is he doing that mask again?
Yeah.
MCMG.
And that's just literally what I said when you were on your pause of when someone was like, well, what about MCMG? I was like, who's to say we won't get them at the end of this match? We're establishing the division.
Mm-hmm. And again, building up to this division is good. As MCMG have Johnny in trouble.
Yeah, but I do also want those moments to where stories feel inclusive to tag teams. Like to where it doesn't. I get we're a bit of a division builds a household type of vibe here a bit, but I do also like to where you might have stories that become individualist a bit. Of like, if the story between Fraxium and DIY became didn't include Motor City, of that's just the feud they have going in the division now.
Right? There's nothing but love between Fraxium and MCMG as we go to Ray Phoenix getting ready for his triple threat tonight. And Andrade here to give him some love.
Anyone else thought Fraxium and Sabian were about to kiss there? Yeah.
I don't know that my mind went there, but now that you said
they pulled in pretty goddamn close, my guy.
This magic moment.
Well, and Andrade El Idolo does. Should he not be involved in the main qualifier?
Yeah. I mean, potentially I could see him having a claim for that. Where's LA? Why are you asking him?
Right.
Yeah.
No, see, no.
Oh.
No, I'm being great.
Right.
No, because it always goes back to me, and I miss this man so much, of heel Nakamura, of even when you got him, of the second he gets questioned when he takes out AJ Styles. Sorry, no speak English.
They're going to run it, dude. Let's go.
Do it.
I don't care. Anybody out there, anybody in the wrestling world, I don't care. I will defend this one tooth and nail. This will be a hill I will die on. I will die on the R-Truth hill any day of the fucking week in this circumstance. Give the man his moment.
Speaking of this magic moment, but yeah, no. That's the thing is, how do you hate on this? So if you're against this, you're the same people that say just let wrestling be fun. Let wrestlers do what wrestlers do in all of this. All right, cool. So that's what we want to do. So why are you hating on it? But at the same time, this isn't just one of those, we just sprung this together and the Twitter's about it now. No, this is like damn near a 20-year story almost connected together. Like these guys actually feuded at one point and everything.
Yeah.
And we've gone into this and again, with R-Truth, with Ron Killings, respectfully, we know he's not going to be a world champ.
No.
It would be the world would burn if he ends up a world champ. He sat there and had to get carted off in a wheelchair as 24/7 champion for that title end. Let him have this fucking moment.
And it's the perfect transition as far as you give R-Truth his moment. You have the Saturday main event, and you can have John, beat Truth and then work Truth over and have your next angle come out to save Truth, because whoever comes out to save Truth is going to get a whole lot of love from the fans.
Well, and it also becomes theoretically, if you're looking at this as a story as story writing, if every story you write with John has to overachieve and outdo the next one, then you kind of start to run yourself into a deficit. If you have this, that is literally just you anticipate John's going to do this, and this reestablishes John as an asshole after he was just starting to question what he's doing. He takes down the fan favorite, the one that everybody loves, of the one of how can you hate R-Truth and tears him down. That's fine on a Saturday night main event. And then come SummerSlam, you build into the next big story. You're going to have the little bit of the lulls, but it's still not a lull, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, again, we know the dates he has. We know the time frame in which they want to accomplish things. So, yeah, I mean, again, you're going to look at taking some time, making it work, stretching things out. And I think there's a few names that need to be checked off the list on the way out the door. We got the Randy Orton check. Good. Randy done. Now R-Truth. Let's go. Let's get R-Truth done. And we're kind of going to walk through some. That's why I'm anticipating. And you may be right. Cody may be the guy that takes the belt back and, moves forward as champion at the end of all this. But I do really think that there should be a Punk Cena payoff with their history.
Oh yeah, we got time. Like, that's the thing, is we're playing the greatest hits with this whole album. We were playing the greatest hits either way with this album. Whether it was John on the back nine and he was going out as a babyface and he was doing this lazily, but now we're getting all the deep cuts that we didn't expect to see. We're getting Randy versus John one last time. We're going to probably see R-Truth versus John. We're going to see a CM Punk versus a John, which if John was going out as a babyface, I don't know if we would have seen.
Yeah, that's very true as well, right? The thought process would probably be, maybe Punk goes heel, but so many people love Punk right now. So again,
who do you turn heel on that? Right? But you make John the heel the whole time.
Absolutely. Crazy how Jim Cornette calls Nia the fridge, but wants to go to DQ and wine. Yeah, Jim Cornette's one of those big guys that gets a little skinny and starts making fun of big people. So again, I mean, he does. I think some of what he comes out of his mouth on that regard is just kind of that factor.
I'm going to stand in remembrance for all big people out there, since I have big in my name, and I will take a pause for the cause in remembrance of Jim hating on big people, I guess.
Right. Speaking of going to the fridge, let's go as Street Profits giving love to Fraxia in the back. Nick's taking a pause for the cause. The show rolls on, folks. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, and again, be a part of all the shows, all the streams, all the fun. As right now, Fraxium wants that tag title. You guys have a tag title match. At main event? Oh, they don't have to wait till next week on SmackDown. Street Profits versus Fraxium. Does Chelsea have a rematch clause? I feel like the WWE a while back, AJ, kind of tapered away from that automatic rematch. I know, like, even with like Cody, we're not talking about it a lot. It's just not that instantaneous. You got to get one back. So she may circle back at some point, but they've tapered away from that kind of contractual you owe me one. Do we get Cody tonight? Saw it advertised. Ridge, again, mixed reports on this one. Yes, I believe we do. They're maybe saving him. Maybe the main event, like they have advertised, the main event is Nia Jax and Tiffy. Maybe that's the main event match, but the last segment of the night is Cody Rhodes, depending on what they have planned. Still mixed reports about Cena's whereabouts as well. So, again, lots to figure out, lots to go. We are at the 9 o'clock hour. So we have Wade Barrett with R-Truth. Interesting. 2-0. Let's go. I debated watching SmackDown. I'm so hyped. I debated on watching SmackDown. I'm still so hyped from how amazing AEW was, a 10 out of 10 show. I don't know if you're being honest or not. It definitely was not a 10 out of 10 show, Frankie. But I appreciate you enjoying it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I gave it a 7. I give it a 6. So, yeah, I'm not on the same page as far as that being a 10 out of 10 show. I can't tell if you're being tongue-in-cheek over text. But, yeah, there's just too many odd things with Dynamite. And I'm sorry, me personally, the pop-up booking doesn't work great for me. It just doesn't sell me on things. And I'm not that excited about Anarchy in the Arena. I'm just not. So, yeah. I mean, again, I had a much lesser feeling about Dynamite, but SmackDown's been good so far. I noticed Naomi was in the background. Yeah, I think our buddy Dale pointed that out as well. Ron Killings need to come out for this match, not R-Truth. So R-Truth is still defending John Cena. You don't know John like I know. Is R-Truth going to go heel instead? Cody tonight or Money in the Bank return. The rumor is tonight, Ridge. I don't know. Naomi lurking in the background is disturbing. She's been so good, Anthony. I know you're such a big fan. Her as a baby face and some of the other stuff she's done in the past, not my favorite. This to me is the best Naomi ever. Like dialed in, has it down, works really well, causing trouble. Antoine, God, you guys wrestling for life. There you go. Happy Friday night, sir. Thank you. Let's go. I'm going to live by 3 words: hustle, loyalty, respect. So again, R-Truth had, even though he went through the table, he's standing by Cena. Oh, best of luck. So it's official. It's official. I didn't know it was official. R-Truth, John Cena. Let's go. I'm thrilled. This is perfect. Oh, let's go. Don't start this shit again. How's the show going? Pretty good. I mean, we just got a really good tag team match, DIY and Fraxium. Fraxium continues to prove that they put on bangers. DIY, one of their best matches in a long time. Right now, I have Malachi coming out, so I will put a poll up for this one. Let me know how you feel, folks. Who you taking? Who's going to win as they run back Malachi Black versus Carmelo one more time? Perhaps one more time. Maybe, one of 7. I don't know. We'll find out. But yes, one of my favorite entrances in all of wrestling. I miss Nick here right now to play sing-along. All right. They get them later in the year. Not sure. Unbroken, welcome back. KJ, tell Nick that Jeff's cause name is JC Mateo, so we can watch. Let's go. They were calling him JC, though, right? Somebody throw a party for Fraxium at Nick Aldis' office. Here you go. So for those just tuning in, Ron Killings, R-Truth will fight John Cena, his childhood hero, at Saturday Night Main Event. We will be here live for it. It's going to be fun. I'm happy for R-Truth. I think this is perfect booking. And Fraxium will take on the Street Profits for the tag titles next Friday. And right now I got Malachi Black in the ring as we go to commercial break, folks. How's everyone doing out there? How you feeling on a Friday? A feel-good Friday, if you will. The weekend is upon us, a long weekend in my neck of the woods. I know my American brothers and sisters are celebrating a long weekend next weekend. And for those who don't know, next weekend we are jam-packed. Memorial Day weekend, Friday, Under Siege and SmackDown one night. We're going to check that off. Saturday Night Main Event. We got Double or Nothing. We got Battleground as well from NXT. All weekend long, pay-per-views, and more pay-per-views. So make sure you're there for all of it. Saturday Night Main Event shaping up real nice. Double or Nothing, quite like I mean, I feel like we don't have a lot announced for Double or Nothing. So I expect in the next week or so they start tacking on matches. If Tony Khan can cap himself at 9-10, I'd be thrilled. Battleground shaping up, of course, the first ever TNA title match on WWE programming, as Joe Hendry will defend against Trick Williams and so much more. Miles Bourne going to take on Oba, but we're going to be here for all of it, folks. Make sure, like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell. Next Thursday, we're going to preview and do the predictions for all 4 shows. It could be a 5-hour fucking stream, guys. It's going to be a long one. We're going to get into it, though. We're going to talk about Under Siege. We're going to talk about the pay-per-views on the weekend, and we're going to be here all week long for all the fun, all your favorites. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, and we are about 1 minute and 30 seconds away from returning to the action as Black will take on Carmelo Hayes. Right now, it looks like 81% are taking Black. Carmelo getting 11 and nobody getting 7 currently. So get those votes in. Let's not talk about Under Siege. Why? Interesting. I think Under Siege, let's not talk. I mean, there's some different things here, right? It's in Canada. It's about 30 minutes from my house, Under Siege. But a place actually where I grew up. The last time I won a trophy in hockey was in the building Under Siege is going to be played at or take place at. So cool, kind of cool. But there's some interesting things. Like Jeff Hardy can't come to Canada. So Leon Slater is going to slide into that one. It's an interesting card. We will see how this all plays out. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm shocked. Not feeling it. I know last night you and Nick weren't the happiest about TNA. So again, TNA usually gives us good pay-per-views. I don't love them doing the Friday night pay-per-views. It's not my favorite. I think some of their pay-per-views, the not special ones, could just be in place of Impact. I don't know how you feel about that, Anthony, but I do love the idea of like next Thursday, like kind of like Tony does, right? Beach breaking or beach break, whatever the fuck we called it. Like, next week's or the week after's Fighter Fest. Why not just do like next week, Impact Under Siege? So we'll see if there's some twists, some turns, if something comes up as far as, the build, the angles heading out of Under Siege. Under Siege was a good movie. I snuck into Under Siege as a young man. That's a true story. Shout out Steven Seagal. There you go. Turning 48 as well that weekend. Some amazing wrestling. Let's go. Going to be a good time. Lots of good matches. Again, as much as I say I'm not the biggest fan of Anarchy in the Arena, I do like other things that are happening. I'm very interested in Hangman and Will Ospreay, what plays out, because for the longest time I've been beating this drum. I think all year I've been beating like Will Ospreay, someone love Will Ospreay. And a lot of people now are kind of like, this might be Hangman's move. Hangman might be the one to save AEW, from Moxley. Very interesting. I don't know how they get there or pull it off. Speaking of pulling it off.
Oh, well, you mentioned Steven Seagal, and so speaking of bad actors, but yes. Yeah, I feel like with the whole, am I the only one going into Double or Nothing? Instead of wishing they gave us double, they gave us nothing? Because, yeah, it feels like what they're giving us. Because, like, Hangman at this point, it almost feels like he needs to win, which then dampens and puts the light out on Ospreay. Because
a little bit,
we need Ospreay to win this here. So, yeah.
I just want to see Hangman versus Ospreay, Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes. The Hurt Syndicate and Shelton Benjamin versus the Sons of Texas. So they've already spoiled tomorrow's match. Sorry, folks. That's a terrible booking. The Hurt Syndicate versus the Sons of Texas out of nowhere is bad booking. I don't care what anybody says. Timeless Tony versus Mina. Okay. The fact that Tony took a pin on Wednesday bothered the fuck out of me. FTR taking on Garcia McGinnis. To me, you just had this big heel turn for FTR. They had a chance to really do something cool. This isn't it. But that's your card so far, as we are Collision and Dynamite. So we got 2 shows before.
Just to remind everybody that Nigel McGuinness, the last time he got in the ring was against Daniel Bryan on his retirement tour, and that was the whole big send-off of, one last time and all of that. And then now we've got Nigel in a fucking throwaway match with Daniel Garcia versus FTR, which they turn heel and have no one in that tag division to work with, which is really weird. But yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, again, what's bothering me a little bit as I got Carmelo coming out with Miz. What bothers
me, Andrade to the Andrade chain. Yeah, this man's fucking cranium is the size of Carmelo.
Yeah, what bothers me a little bit is, I mean, you got teams like Outrunners, you got other teams out there. You're featuring Leo Rush and Action as a tag team. Nobody cares. Mm-hmm. Dante Martin and Darius Martin.
Where's the Gun Club? Where's the Gun Club?
Where is the Gun Club?
Lily, me and Anthony had the same kind of conversation last night about how there is not anything in the AEW tag division.
There's not. Nothing. And even the Sons of Texas came out of left field, and I'll ask the chat, is anyone out there going, oh my God, this is so cool, Sons of Texas might be champs? It's a throwaway. It's a fucking collision match. It's a rampage match. I don't get it. And Double or Nothing, it was do not miss Double or Nothing. It's going to be insane. And anyone out there, I appreciate if you love AEW. I struggle on how, even if you love the company, how are you super pumped about what's about to happen?
Double or Nothing was at one point their big 4. Now it's a big snore. That's really what it is. They moved straight past Double or Nothing to All In.
They have been since January, though, and that's a mistake Tony made as well. You shouldn't have been teasing Kenny and Okada. I mean, you can kind of poke at it a little, ooh, those two have history.
Slow play instead of on the nose.
It was on the nose, so that all the matches Okada was having mean nothing. Same thing with Moxley, right? We know Moxley wasn't losing the belt. It was they're overlooking it.
Well, then, but it was the highest viewed Dynamite finale of all time in the history of eternity in the space-time continuums. They gained viewers in that calamity overbooked overrun.
Yeah, you would. People would be like, what the fuck's going on? And again, there's pros and cons. Like I said, great idea.
There's pros and cons. I don't know if you intentionally said that, but there's very much pros and cons in there.
Right? And what a really impressive start to this match, Nick. Really impressive.
Well, the thing about this, if you were going through the NXT Black and Golds of hey, who's 2 guys I would put together, and especially would be Triple H kind of guys, and could have a fucking banger of a match, this is it. You expect Carmelo to be the stud that he was selected out of what he got brought up as. And Malachi's the guy.
Yeah.
So
moonsault to nobody.
But he lands clean on his feet.
Nice.
Oh.
Gets distracted by the Miz and Mello comes over. Nice. All of that was good.
You can do the flip-de-doos when they feel few and far between versus they feel congruent.
Oh, nice DDT springboard style. Yeah. No, they're off and running. And again, I think this is another one of those matches. And I wonder, again, the WWE, they're listening. They're paying attention. And I know a guy like Triple H, from what I've seen in his career, you guys have better matches? Oh, you guys blow us, you smoke us out of the water, you blow us out of the water every time? Okay, we'll see. And
allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Paul H to the O.
So you get DIY Fraxium. You guys get 10, 12 minutes, go cook. You get Carmelo Malachi, go cook. Let them cook. Let them cook.
You mentioned it earlier for every, and I don't want to say this disparagingly, but you'll get why I say it. But for every McAfee Gunther, when you have all of these matches behind it that cook, let me finish. You have all of these matches that are fantastic behind it. But you even say people weren't a fan of the WrestleMania 41 main event. So that to them ruined the entire show and instantly discredits every good match that we had on the rest of the card. It feels like people do that with WWE wrestling of you will have fantastic matches. They won't be the main event. They won't be like you got to actually watch the product and find it and everything. But it's there. And to act like they're just, you know, the 10-minute squash matches, who gives a fuck so about what's and everything all the time, it is disingenuous.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. I truly believe that
NXT is a breeding ground of every women's match, and NXT right now is honestly need to pay attention to.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think they get credit. And it's funny that you say like they have a good pay-per-view, but the main event sucks, so everything sucks. And I feel like sometimes the other company's the other way. The whole show sucks, but the crazy main event, and we all go crazy just because, you know, somebody got set on fire, you know, and somebody got a needle stuck through their face. So best show ever. I don't know. It's just a weird kind of take for me. But I think that some of the in-ring accomplishments or performances it's just like it kind of like it's this stereotypical, they're almost pigeonholed of that's the company that just does angles. I don't know if that's true.
Well, that's how they're viewed, but that's the thing is as you and I who and the chat, and I see Denisha with a $4 $5 super chat of Damien and Drew are having a steel cage match on Saturday Night Main Event. I'm excited for the show. Has that been announced?
Let's go. Thank you.
Well, did that match get officially announced?
Damien Drew having a steel cage match on Saturday Night Main Event. I didn't know that was announced. They did announce R-Truth.
Well, I was gonna halfway ask you about that and I like with R-Truth I do think that it is starting to play more into this John Cena heel turn of even though R-Truth has every reason, Ron has every reason to hate John right now. But still, you're my hero. I still live my life by hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Yeah.
Like he is Ron Killings has become the voice of those fans that are still out there that let's go Cena, even though he's being the heel.
That's why I think R-Truth was perfect here. That's why I think R-Truth was perfect because he gets to be the voice of the fans. He gets to pitch that whole, this isn't really him. He doesn't know what he's saying. He's a good guy deep down. And they might even have a moment where Cena has that, like, am I really a bad guy? Like
this is where you start to see the cracked spider web. This is where you start to see the cracked spider web.
Maybe.
Well, you nailed it right there. He gets to be the voice of the fans. That's the thing is the reason why this match makes sense to anyone is literally because of the fan story, because of if you're paying attention, all of it, because of there were people that were going to literally buy an empty box action figure because it was little Jimmy in the box.
Right.
That people are invested in this and your fans. This is the diehard one. Everybody else likes to want to have diehard feuds, but when WWE wants to have diehard, we can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. You're not wrong at all, sir. Like, it really does.
I was trying so hard to think of a Die Hard reference to fit into there and couldn't think of one. I was kind of like, come on, let's go to the party.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers, let's go.
Right.
Great match right now. I'm enjoying this one a lot as far as Carmelo, Malachi, back and forth. Even Wade selling Carmelo like this young man won't just go away.
I do still think because Trick's not winning versus Joe, spoiler alert, and we get at one point a Trick and Carmelo tag team on the main roster, even if they're paired both under Miz. I think you pair them back together again for right now of it worked, it will work again. Both seem kind of, I don't want to say floundering, but not in their strongest suit. So you pair them back together.
It could be very much the case. It really could, man.
What else do you do with Trick right now in NXT, though?
I don't know. I feel like he's done enough. You know what I mean? Like, don't like.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel,
Meteora.
I kind of feel like they've gone to where they need to go with Trick. Like, what do you run them back at the champion? Probably not.
Well, that's why Joe Henry's whole comments about you want to talk about 15 minutes of fame and everything. If I beat you, then the TNA title goes away, and you don't have a pathway in the NXT title. Like everything Joe Henry said throughout all of that,
right?
Like hit so much to home of this might not be your biggest match, but this is your most important. Because it really does feel like Trick's at that crossroads of what is left. He's in that Roxanne Perez, that catbird seat of what is left for you in NXT.
Yeah, and I mean, I think for him, I mean, again, some people still think he can win this, and I think that would be the bit. Like it would be
100% crazy. I'm waiting for a commercial or something to ask you a question about that. But yeah. As Carmelo with a 2 count after back and forth on all the cutters. I like this though. Roddy's saying he's announcing he's like 126 as we're tiptoeing at triple digits. So let's see, just get one more in there. We'll be at triple digits.
Let's go. Be a friend, tell a friend, folks.
Right.
Don't forget, we're also on Twitch. Go hang out over there. Unless you're a bot. If you're a bot, you're gonna get.
Yeah, I was gonna say you mentioned that, and the only comment I can click on is a bot.
Right. That bot's sayonara.
Truth and Cena non-title. No, make a title. Make it title. Give him the moment. We know he's not going to win, but you're still going to have that moment in the middle of the match. You're going to hear 1, 2, and you're going to believe in Pop when he gets a 2 3/4 kick out.
Yeah, I want that moment of like, oh my God, he might do it. Oh my God, he might do it. Oh, I'm so close.
The suspension of disbelief for those who believe. No.
Now the Miz getting booed as this match ends in a DQ.
Oh,
excited for the Cody segment. I am too, even though there's a little bit of uncertainty around it.
Yeah, but this is setting up a fucking tag match or something, I feel. And who's going to be his goddamn partner?
Who works with Malachi?
Rusev Machka. Rusev Machka.
Buddy Murphy in the house.
I mean, fuck. I was about to say, can we bring out a Brody King?
Yeah,
Buddy Murphy. Buddy, how's that ankle doing?
Mm-hmm. Black Mass, The Miz, nothing but net from Carmelo. So again, there to me is nothing wrong with Carmelo and Malachi working as Malachi's return to the form. And again, it makes Carmelo look good. It reminds us that Malachi can go, and it's a nice little mid-card non-title thing to get Malachi warmed up. Kind of to your point earlier, Nick, if Malachi comes right in and gets all the success that fans want him to have, then what do you do with him next year? What are you doing with him next month? And
that's what I was about to say. You're reintroducing him into the fold, and you're getting other people over around it because of the attention it gets and everything.
Right.
You can't just drop every fucking ingredient in the pot, start fucking naked cold and everything like that. Sometimes you got to simmer saute.
Oh, sorry. Alexa's on screen looking lovely as always, but someone caught her eye in it. Oh, it's the Queen. She going to be in the Money in the Bank?
She looks like looks like a child talking to an adult right now.
Welcome to Avatar.
If by Snoo.
If Charlotte was blue right now.
I'm blue, baba diba.
Great feud. The same people are like, we want it. Then you're gonna get it, and then you're gonna be like, we're bored. Stop it, folks. Patience.
I see there's no pleasing you.
Yeah.
Oh, Julia. Walking out of Otis's office because remember, wait a minute, there's no we. I know. I'm going home. I'm still at home.
Right, go. Oh, wait a minute. Julia's officially on SmackDown?
Remember, like I just said, they showed up on Monday Night Raw and they both got called up. official like a referee whistle, and then they lost the match, and then they had a little boil out afterwards of there is no we.
Yeah. Look for glitches. I was looking for Nikki, like peeking out behind something.
I'm right here. I'm so fine.
Yo.
I'll blow your mind.
We're fickle as F. It's true. It's true, Quake. We love you for it, though. Makes for fun convo.
Facts. As this man, I don't know if he's a fickle or a pickle, but I got Drew McIntyre walking backstage right now.
Yeah. Gardy, let's go.
So, my question.
Okay.
Should Trick versus Joe Hendry happen on Under Siege versus Battleground? Should it be a TNA match versus an NXT match?
No, maybe. I mean,
my case is that it's on Battleground. It's a historic match. It's the first time a TNA title is featured on maybe PLE, all of that. If Trick wins it, But it's going to be like third match on the fucking show and everything. Like, it is not the main event or anything. And I think Under Siege needs kind of a weight-bearing match.
Why can't Trick and Joe be the main event?
On Battleground?
I don't think it is, but why couldn't it be? Oh, but Miles Bourne? Man.
Stephanie Jordan, main event.
Stephanie Jordan could main event for sure. So if TNA went second last, yeah, I got no problem with this. And again, the TNA, Joe Hendry has defended the TNA title on TNA pay-per-views against NXT talent. So the only way to have an historic moment is do something that you've never done before, and that's have the TNA title defended on this show. So that's almost necessary to make.
I just think it like Under Siege needs kind of one of those weight-bearing matches, and I think that would be the most prominent match. And I would also split up. By the way, you get a little bit country, I got a little bit rock and roll. If you get Trick Williams does his rap performance on Impact while Joe Hendry has his concert on TNA, you don't do them in the same show. You split it up and you build it that way. To me, it feels like it's your good little give back. And Honor Siege needs something. Honor Siege needs something.
But I'm used to this from TNA as far as like it's one of their secondary pay-per-views. It's one of their cheaper pay-per-views to buy. It's on a Friday night up against SmackDown. I see you smiling at that. But so I'm not that stressed about it, and I still think they got to be adding something to Under Siege, right? They must be.
But what holds the same weight, though? That's the thing. Is to me, it is one of those. It doesn't. Yes, it could main event, but it doesn't need to be there. Versus, I think it does a lot more service if it's on Under Siege.
I mean, they've done that before, though. Like they've gone over and had those. That's happened. That's already happened.
So do it again. God damn it, it's worked.
Like again, Battleground Under Siege. Hey, the nameplay on all this is interesting for me. But yeah, I mean, again, to have this historic moment, you can't do it without doing it. Like you get like the first ever time a TNA title. Yeah, they could do it on their show.
Is it more impactful if Trick wins on NXT or if Trick wins on TNA?
I don't think it matters. Just the fact that he wins it is the big deal here.
Yeah.
And more people will see it if it happens on NXT than it does on TNA.
Oh, shots
It's
fired.
not even a maybe. It's just a fact. More people are going to see Battleground than see Under Siege. Sorry. It's just the way it is.
They'll get a TV deal by tomorrow.
Right? Like, it's just, yeah, I mean, again, Joe's defended that title multiple times. The idea that, holy shit, the TNA champion's coming to NXT to defend this belt, A, it elevates the belt for me, and two, I think that you can't have an historic moment unless you do something that hasn't been done.
Like I said, I very much see it, and Battlegrounds to me at this point almost rivals Stand and Deliver, being honest, when it comes to NXT shows of just the level of what's on there and everything. Yep. I think they're really doing well of building up Miles Bourne versus Oba. I just really wish something for Under Siege of it is literally Under Siege of it. It might be the 5th show out of 4 shows on that whole weekend.
Right. Well, they're doing a show in Niagara Falls as well. The border battle or something.
Oh, that's where they invited your prime minister and our commander in tweed.
Well, I mean, they're buddies now all of a sudden, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Hold on tight. We might be knocking down borders.
We came in like a
It'd be
wrecking
good for me and you.
ball.
We go hang out.
I mean, I'll take universal healthcare and free vitamins. I'll take that.
Right? Come on down.
I'll trade it. I'll sing "O Canada" instead of the Star Spangled Banner for that.
But we are getting a video package, reminding us of the Tiffany Nia history, and we're still going on. And I agree with you, Nick. Like looking at, I just did it for Double or Nothing. Like Double or Nothing. Everyone's so fixated on, oh, why is there only 5 matches on this pay-per-view? And why is this being booked? And then, like, are y'all watching the program that is your favorite? Because your favorite might not be pulling weight right now. So maybe you have that
program, and they'll only book 5 matches. Shh, don't fucking say nothing.
Right? I think it's crazy that you're going into a major pay-per-view and we are less than a week, like a week and a half away, and you are going to announce somewhere in the area of 6 to 8 matches in the last week. That's fucked.
No, they don't do that. Tony, you're too busy selling out Max. You're too busy trying to sue Javon for defamation.
Listen,
you don't do that.
Listen, I'll be 100% honest. As an AEW, dear Tony Khan, if you want to blow everyone's socks off and have a pay-per-view that shuts everyone's mouth, that nobody can criticize, that's not true. There's still certain people like the Cornettes of the world that will always criticize. But you really want to fucking blow everyone's mind? Book 5 matches, let them all cook. But 5 good matches. Let Ospreay and Hangman go 25 minutes. Let someone else go 20 minutes. Let fucking FTR and the Hurt Syndicate go 18 minutes. And just do 5 matches, 4 hours. We'll all go home. You don't have to do 15 matches with the Hurt Syndicate versus the Sons of fucking Texas. Fucking Sammy wasn't even allowed on Dynamite till this week.
You got a restraining order lifted. But fair enough. I think I found someone I might need a restraining order against here, though, of Paul Scott, of Nick. You're a fucking loser for that statement. Q. I don't know what I said, but Paul, I love you too.
It's all caps.
I know. I upset that man truly. So I love you too, Paul.
Yeah, I don't know. We can talk like that around here, so we're gonna just.
No, yeah, fine. Like I said, I love you too. I'll see you at home.
Let him take a breather. He'll come back and be like, "I'm just kidding," but that's too much. KJ, it won't change. I know it won't change, but I mean, again, I would rather have 6 really fucking amazing matches that I'm pumped about than fucking do Anarchy in the Arena for 25, 35 minutes. But then we'll forget they tried it on Dynamite a couple weeks ago. They did an 8-man match that went 35 minutes. It's a quarter of your show. So all you got to do now is not fuck up the back 95 minutes. The back.
Well, no, I think you've actually said it the best, and I've seen you say the past couple of Wednesdays of it feels like AW television right now is they're just trying to do an all-star game all the fucking time.
Yeah, that was my epiphany of like, all-star games are fun, man, but we don't want to watch them all year long.
Yeah, I want stories. I don't watch the fucking Pro Bowl because it's turned into a goddamn sham and everything like that. It hasn't been serious since Sean Taylor was laying wood. Pause. But you don't watch all-star games because guess what? Everyone's at half speed. All of that. I want to see actual feuds. I want to see actual tension, actual storylines, actual reasons for me to be pulled into why these two want to fight each other outside of they're fucking good. Cool. That's great. I can only watch batting practice. I can only watch a home run derby so many times.
Yeah. Again, it's fun. I said I almost equated it to like ridiculousness or a clip video show like that of like they're fun, but you don't like it's not an episodic show where you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens next week. It's fun watching people fucking eat shit on the internet. It's hilarious when they're fucking up and being stupid. But that you don't want to watch that every minute of every day or every week. You need a little more. You like let's throw in a little bit of plot here. Let's do that kind of stuff. But right now, the fact that there's so little booked for Double or Nothing, it pains me because I know we're going to be here for 5 hours that Sunday, at least.
Fair enough. Everything that you were saying, I wanted to segue into. I feel like Big Dog might have cracked the case here, and he said it also in all the capitals. Nick, I think Paul Scott got pissed at you for saying you traded the Star Spangled Banner for O Canada for the free healthcare and whatnot. If you're mad about that, You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at. Like, that's on you, big dog. No, well, not even you, respectfully, big dog. I didn't mean to say it that way, but yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'll do what I need to do, and I'm talking about me. You do what you need to do. If my opinion offends you, then that says a lot more about you than it says about me.
The thing is, it was tongue in cheek more than anything else. Of like,
no, they don't know tongue in cheek. The doctors around here, they don't do tongue in cheek,
right? But like, if they got
they
rid
do
of
spread the cheeks, they don't do tongue in cheek.
Just prompted the idea of like, I'm gonna go hang out with Nick because there's no official border anymore. Let's go, right? Like, I get to go see all my friends, all my peeps down in the States. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Right.
Trust me. Again, I saw people get offended and boo-boo the foo about Rhea's comments about wrestling fans. And I feel like it's one of those of, if you got bothered by that, it's because they were speaking to you. That's why you got mad.
What did Rhea say as Drew's cutting a hardcore?
She sugar honey shot all over wrestling fans. Now I gotta find the fucking quote. She went in.
I will let everyone know that Drew McIntyre is talking to the crowd right now, genuinely concerned you want to wear my skin. Who was he? Damien. Damien is obsessed with me. Damien wants to wear my skin.
What is happening?
Goodbye.
I really thought for half a second you were talking about Damien, the leader of the Hopian tribe. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Okay. A weird way to put it. Oh, it's too funny. Black gives me Taker vibes, and I would for his character to be used as such in SmackDown and Consequence of the Judge. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not as imposing. He's still a little more human, a little more fallible than the Undertaker, but definitely that dark, don't mess with me, I will put my foot up your ass type of vibe for sure.
It's a dark, spooky vibe based in reality. It's not even as, I would say, as fantastic as like the Wyatts or the Six or anything. Like, it is. He's the goth kickboxer dude. Like, that's all it is. He's not super fantastic. He doesn't have, fucking force lightning or something. He doesn't have the black mist.
Are they going to do a stretcher match?
What?
You'll be leaving on a stretcher.
If they do that, then that's, as much as we said AEW counterbooks WWE. WWE or AEW just announced Briscoe versus Ricochet on a stretcher match for Double or Nothing. So
is
that
they do it wasn't even on Wiki.
Okay, I saw that announced.
It is official. So Drew versus
Steel Cage.
And you will be leaving in a stretcher. We're good with it. We're good. We're all good.
Well, we just saw the most viewed, main event in Dynamite history of a steel cage match between Jon Moxley and, Samoan Joseph.
Listen, I'm going to put it this way to everybody out there. A lot of people are talking about, oh, well, they're not selling tickets. A lot of people talk about, and I did it. I was there on Wednesday. I didn't know what the ratings were live, but a lot of people talk about, they're not drawing. And listen, this whole made up max number that now these fucking basement dwellers are tacking on to every rating, it's ridiculous. Stop it. You make yourself look stupid. You can make a valid argument without making things up. But beyond that, Nick, a lot of people saying the obvious stuff of the obvious noticeable problems. It's not a brag to beat NXT. It's not a brag to hit. You haven't hit 700,000 all year long. But all I'm going to say today, because I beat up AEW a lot and I want to see AEW do well, at least it's a fucking positive. At least it's in something to cheer about as far as you're heading in the right direction. Oh, here comes Solo. Stomping on Drew.
We're going to go right into, and this leads you to think that maybe Drew could be in the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, congratulations on your biggest show of 2025.
Solo's got to keep back Jacob. Yeah, but to me, we're past that. That's so 2024 with this. Have you had people try and break down the matrix for WWE ratings and everything. I've literally heard people break down in discussions about, wrestling with me about the ratings matrix and all of this. Like, what the fuck are you even on, Morpheus? No, of like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care about this stupid arguments of like, oh, if you only watch WWE, you're not a real wrestling fan. These are stupid fucking arguments. I'm tired of getting hung up on the first fucking hurdles out the gate here. Let's talk about what brass tacks here versus who watches what, or how many people give a fuck about this or that or whatever. Move past that. Leave that the fucking 2024. We're in 2025.
And again, Nick, who's partly to blame is somebody like Tony Khan. Like, Tony Khan can't help. He tweets out right away, biggest fucking dynamite of the year, woo woo, da-da-da-da. The tribalists jump on this whole, we beat NXT, we beat NXT. And then when you point out you only beat NXT once this year, then it's like, well, that doesn't matter. Like, again, let it go. If it doesn't matter when you're losing, it doesn't matter when you're winning. Celebrate your W's and move the fuck on. But Tony Khan, you got to know better, man. Like, shut up.
And I don't want to give him a pass on this, but to me, I've said it, and I've recently really paid attention to this, of what fuels the fire and what stokes the flames is literally the dirt sheets, the journalists of the headlines, the clicks and everything like that, is they ask the questions of, hey, Will, how do you feel about every other wrestler in WWE? What the fuck do you expect him to say? Yeah. They're so much better than anything we've got right now. Again, you stoke the fucking flames of this back and forth and then want to raise your hands of, well, this is just what happens. Like, no.
But I'm okay with that to an extent from the reporter side of, if I'm sitting down with Will Ospreay, I'm going to ask him questions like that. I want to know, how do you feel? But this whole thing, and I saw it on both sides of the tribes of like, hey, they can't keep each other's name out of their mouths. Well, again, if you ask me about WWE, how do I answer without telling you about WWE and my thoughts? On top of that, again, I've seen dozens, thousands of interviews with some of my favorite athletes over my lifetime. And I've never seen one of them. Actually, that's a lie. The only time I saw it was the Swiss junior coach when he admitted they were about to get fucked up by Canada. It was funniest shit ever. But nobody ever comes out and says, oh, yeah, we're going to lose the Super Bowl next week. Or, man, they're so much better than us. I wish we had their talent. Like, it's just this weird kind of take. But I don't know. I saw the numbers come out and I was just like, all right, if Tony Khan didn't tweet it out, and some fans aren't acting like they just won the fucking, the fucking wrestling gold fucking trophy, it's fine. Like, it's a W for them. Now build on it. If you go back to 650 next week, it was all for naught.
But it's just, to me, it's one of those of, can we just move the fuck past that and we can actually talk about the brass tacks issues? Because if Tony's literally out there checking Twitter and making decisions based on Twitter's feedback, he's the anti-Russo, and not in a good way, because Russo was trying to work the dirt sheets. Tony books based on the dirt sheets.
But we've seen that before, and it's hurt the company.
That's a fucking problem.
It is a problem. Hey, listen, man. If I'm looking down at the Leaf game for a couple seconds, I'm doing it. Oh, where's KJ looking? It happens. How the fuck are you tweeting and actively monitoring Twitter?
You don't have production meetings and you ain't even running production. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
What are you doing in Gorilla if you're sitting on your phone?
He's selling out Max. So that was his greatest moment right there. He's right here.
Mm-hmm.
That segment sucked ass too. Even though I like the end result, that segment was far too played in one direction that it wasn't ever going to go.
Yeah. A little bit, but I think, I think there's other things to talk about, and I'm all for it. When people say out loud, who gives a shit about the rating? Fine, let's not talk about them. But then stop asking. When you used to brag about, we did 1.1 million this week, and now you're fucking just thrilled to get 680, there's something wrong. And don't give me this Max bullshit. And the fact that you can see how people get tricked into being in a cult, because you see the people out there, we do 500,000 on Max. That's how you get tricked, because you just get fed any old bullshit and you're like, where's the Kool-Aid? Sign me up. Like,
yeah, no, don't drink the Flavor Aid. Don't drink the Con-Aid. All of that.
right? Like, it's just like somebody said it. Even when Tony Khan got asked in the media call, we were hearing reports that your max number would be that. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, from the same fucking people. From the same people. He didn't say, yes, that's true. The NBA has no problem getting their max number. Has anybody seen the NBA numbers going around? They did over just under 3 million on 3 platforms. You're telling me the AEW on a weekly basis is doing a quarter of that? Get the fuck out of here.
But just on Max. They just added that. No change in the TV numbers. No, nothing like that. Just on Max. The second they went to Max, everybody's there. But yeah, Jimmy.
Big Jim. Let's go.
With the aluminum foil Reynolds wrap Detroit Pistons fucking top here.
Smell of the white wing here tonight. But legitimately, Nick, you know what? In a company, Tony did smart things, and I will give him credit. Mm-hmm. He went to smaller buildings. It's giving a better atmosphere for the shows. The shows feel more fun. Now, again, having 35 people run in for a main event, and everyone's overlooking the fact that Moxley and Joe had a very shit match. Yep. All they're talking about is all the run-ins. And that's what Moxley does. And I said this to somebody online this week on Wednesday or Thursday of Moxley uses the bleeding, the stunts, and the gimmick matches to cover up that he doesn't wrestle good. He doesn't do it well. He isn't good. He doesn't sell. He doesn't throw punches well. There's video of the kicks that were fucking garbage. It wasn't a good match.
I love that proposal. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the letter F. Well, no, it's funny you brought up, as I got Big Jim in the ring, it's funny you brought up the blood spot in the Dynamite main event, because I completely thought of, why would you do that on a commercial break? Like, why do we come back to blood? The only reason you do that is because it's the top of the hour. And you start off of people are clicking through, and all these guys are busted open. But yeah, it wasn't a good match. No. And you mentioned about now that we've gone to smaller, or AW's gone to smaller arenas. Now that it's great. But now I think we're getting to the point to where we're seeing that the booking has been the issue.
Yeah.
We're down to smaller venues. We're down to here. We've gotten as far down as we can, but the booking still remained the same, and the booking's still been the issue.
The booking is the issue, and pushing the wrong people, booking the wrong people over the actual people. As here comes Phoenix floating on out.
Every time I see this man come out, I feel like it's like a pop punk music video or something. Like, what are these hooligans out here letting off these fireworks here?
So good though.
I don't like the mask with the under chin thing. I don't know. It's the beard thing. I just gotta let it breathe.
You gotta let it breathe. I think they all have a strap. No,
Penta don't. Penta just let that shit hang. Yeah, he's got Ray don't let that shit hang.
That is
Psychosis let that shit hang. Hoovy let that shit hang.
You don't like if masks don't stay up, and you don't
like
if
mask down. Specific. If shit's gonna be on my face, it needs to meet my qualifications.
Right? Love Jimmy Uso. Let's go.
Yeah, and last thing I'll say towards your point and everything, as I see 94, we've been at 100 and everything like that. It'd be one of those of like, so we were just at 100 yesterday, and now like 10 people are here. Everything's fine. There's no issue to worry about, and what's going on. I'm like, why are we sitting here? You've gone from 1 million viewers to like 500,000. Right. You're gonna act like there might be an issue.
And we know streamers that used to have more than us that no longer have any of them. Sorry, not sorry.
You can have that. That ain't what we mad at.
They might be mad at it though, some of them. But here's the point. And you said it well. Like if people, if our fans were showing up to the streams and all of a sudden there's like nobody here, there's 12 people watching, and we're on a string of hot streams, guys. Someone's going to be like, guys, do you notice nobody's here anymore? Like, that's the vibe. You can understand, like, we're not asking you guys to say that the wrestling sucks or abandon AEW. We don't want AEW to fold. But let's just be real about what's right in front of us. So you used to put 12,000 people in a building. Now you put 4,000. But this week was a good week for them. They had their best week of 2025. I think they sold over 4,000 tickets to the show. But all that being said, we're on to this show. Triple threat, Solo, Jimmy, Phoenix.
Yes, as John's saying, I love that entrance. Goosebumps. Who came out first? Solo did.
Oh,
yeah, J-Boy, I saw you. Yeah.
So
go ahead.
32% going Solo, 19 going Jimmy, 48 going Phoenix. So Phoenix, a little bit of a favorite. Jimmy getting.
I like that it's close.
Jimmy getting some love, but not as much as the other two.
I just thought it would have been straight Phoenix, but yeah.
Chin strap.
Yeah. If Jim wins this, he's definitely not winning Money in the Bank, though, respectfully.
I would love it. Well, I mean, I will say this. At some point, Jimmy and Jay should run back a match to make up, to show people they can do it and make up for the one they dudded on us. Because we thought that was going to be such a fucking epic match, and they just
smash super gig. They didn't know how to play the game. They're just smashing buttons out there. They were button mashing.
Big chop on Phoenix. Phoenix returns fire.
Unbroken. Nick is the Lucha Mask expert now. Yes, my name is Excalibur, and I've escaped my own mask. I've escaped my venom, and now I'm exposing myself to the world. Pause.
I'm going to get Nick a fucking Lucha Mask for Christmas.
Bro, don't act like I haven't probably already had that in a shopping cart a time or two here.
Right.
With all the fucking Mr. Dress Up shit that I have and everything, I got a scarf, I got gold chains, I got a neck brace. Don't act like I haven't thought about having a Lucha Mask pop up in there.
Absolutely. It seems pretty obvious to me that Phoenix is winning this match. I would say he's the favorite. I mean, I think he would be perfect for this ladder match coming up. You want a couple high flyers in a Money in the Bank for sure. But the argument becomes, what are they doing with Jimmy and Solo? But I mean, there's a lot to figure out there. Solo's
JC there. But it's always interesting of, do you include someone that's a high flyer that's going to have your big high spot in the ladder match, or do you include someone that's going to make more sense story-wise?
I think you need to have a few guys you need a couple guys there just because they're going to lay off something.
Cody on holy shit,
right? Like Cody's probably not going to come off a 20-foot ladder or whoever, Solo, but
Solo ain't climbing a fucking 5-foot ladder,
right? As Phoenix with the springboard, nice pop from the crowd for it. Sikoa might have hurt his wrist, says Chris.
Right.
I didn't see that.
He hit him with the taped up spike. I was going to say, the wrist is the most secure thing on Solo Sikoa.
Go Mellow Ranger. Go Mellow Ranger.
Ranger, you mighty Mellow Ranger.
I think we need a live action Captain Planet movie. I'm shocked it's never happened. You
really think this fucking generation gives a fuck about the environment, is going to make a whole movie about giving a shit about the environment?
If ever there was a time to do like a green save the planet movie, it's
you know how over that would get in America? How much people you got that? No, you would have people protesting. There'd be red hats all the way around.
Right? You make them vegan. There's a lot of options you have here. Dyes his hair.
We're not going to get into this whole discussion because this is getting more political than it needs to be.
We don't do politics on this channel. Fuck up.
You open that Pandora's box, motherfucker.
I just read the chat.
I want a Bucky O'Hare movie. I am a OG fan of Bucky, Captain Bucky O'Hare. The Righteous Indignation is taking a hint.
As we are on a commercial break for some out there, Solo is in control right now. Both men down. Both Phoenix. I like this idea too, Boston. Phoenix and Penta in the Money in the Bank.
That's not a bad shout. Well, and it still comes down to the question if, when, how, where, and when of if they're going to do a WWE draft and we're going to get eventually the Lucha Bros in the tag division. Because, I mean, you can just start the clock or start the timer to where they end up tag champs in whatever division they're in.
Right. Christian would rather have KJ and Nick talk about 80s stuff and have a Menudo poster in the background.
What is your obsession with Ricky Martin, my guy? You've been out there trying to get me for the longest time to sing, Living La Vida Loca. Now you're out there shouting out Menudo and everything.
Yeah, Jimmy going down. I don't get it. I don't know what happened there. They need to make a Thundercat again. How does that never happen?
Oh,
love the Thundercats. You're so badass. Let's go.
He-Man.
He-Man.
There was when we got the goddamn Transformers, they were supposed to spin off. Remember, Channing Tatum was supposed to be G.I. Joe. Well, they did G.I. Joe movies.
Yeah. The G.I. Joe movies never really worked out. I remember like the old shitty 80s He-Man movie.
Let's be honest, though. It's amazing that the Marvel Cinematic Universe took off into what it is. Like, that's still, like, that is a home run. Because we've seen a lot of other things that are all nostalgic try and be a franchise and not hit that. So the fact that exists is a goddamn home run.
They went into it really well, though. And I think they did a good job with some of the early successes, right? The early X-Men were a hit. The early Spider-Man was a hit. And then they kind of just rolled from there. And I'll be honest. I don't think I'm breaking any ground, but Iron Man and Robert Downey kind of took it to the next level. They just fucking took off with it.
Oh, absolutely. It very much comes down to the differentiation between, piss poor planning leads to poor execution.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going into the whole, what are we going to plan for the Wrestling for Life cinematic universe, my guy?
Right.
We're going to get the KJ, Winter Soldier, the Maple Leaf Soldier out there. That's going to be the first inaugural movie.
Right. They call me Moose Man.
I got one time I got pulled over by a horse.
Yeah. Captain Canuck.
Who don't give a fuck.
I can't even hijack that. We just got to make it a movie.
There you go.
John C. Voltron will be released on Netflix. It's not even going to theaters, which is a shame. I'd love to see that reboot in IMAX. All right. Well, let's get back to the wrestling. As I guess because some of you guys aren't commercial, but we are back to the action. Phoenix, Jim, Solo down.
Right.
Third period between, yes, it is 0-0 in Florida right now.
And the turd?
Hemsworth is supposed to play. Oh,
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, no
shit. Yeah, you gotta very much have some Zeppelin in there. But so it's 0-0 in the turd?
Yes.
Oh,
it's terrifying.
Everybody got clinched.
It's terrifying.
It's Phoenix and Jim in the top corner here, top turnbuckle.
Oh!
What in the freaking shamalama ding dong is he trying to do with Solo?
Oh! That took so long.
That was just convoluted. Oh, fuck.
Yo, we just had a rev botch.
Don't you put that on Little Nate.
Little Nate took a nap. He looked like old Nate there for a second.
His thing started.
Oh, fuck, they pinned him.
Big Jim with a super kick, though. I don't know. I saw just came in like a small and ball.
Yeah, no, bloopers are funny. I mean, it's live. Shit happens, guys.
But that hasn't become a recent issue.
Yeah, it was just like even
little. It's become a recent. Well, it's become almost more of even 1, 2. Oh shit, you're not kicking out. I guess I got to pretend that this is not a 3. Yeah,
right. Knicks are up big.
Let's go.
Knicks up big. Good. What are the odds? Speaking of big Jim, pancake.
Flapjack.
Something's getting cooked. I thought the Celtics had a shot, man. What's up?
Fuck you, Boston. Fuck you, Boston. Fuck you, Boston.
Double meaning on that one was beautiful.
Yeah.
Chimmy. As Solo continues just to work over both men right now.
And the fan, I'm not even a Knicks fan, but they have my name in New York.
It's Jacob pulling Phoenix to his feet.
Nick, Solo, not Jacob, Solo. Jacob's not in the match.
I don't know what gives Chris this impression.
Nick, you seem like the type whose household had a Richard Simmons working on tape. Listen, you leave my mom and her jazzercise alone. What she did in her time is what she wanted to do.
Right.
If she was flexible, that's her choice there. If she was out there jazzercising and exercising, that's her choice. That has no reason to deal with why I have a dad and a stepdad.
Right. Jacob at ringside, Jeff Cobb at ringside, Jimmy and Phoenix throwing forearms. Ooh.
Will you guys please humor Christian and answer his Mission Impossible question, or else this scene will self-destruct in 3 seconds.
Born underdog. Let's give some love to Christian. I know sometimes. Are you willing to trust Ethan Hunt one last time if he was in your lineup? What?
Who's Ethan Hunt?
Ethan Hunt, like from Mission Impossible.
What the fuck?
Right, there you go.
Hey, so am I going to have Mike Tyson lining up as fullback for the Buffalo Bills out there? Right. What are we talking about? Big Jim!
Oh, kick out.
Dos, amigos, dos.
Often the Maple Leaf season ends like the tape for Mission Impossible, and it explodes at the end.
Dun, 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 dun. I haven't still respectfully watched the full thing that you sent me, but I know you sent me about the Maple Leafs being the most cursed team of the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL, apparently.
The Dallas Cowboys, yeah.
Jacob eats a super cake from Jim.
Solo gonna win.
Right.
Solo. Oh, never mind.
FedEx.
Adios, amigos. What was that? The stomp on the back to a roll through, elbow to Cobb.
There's no way they call that the adios amigos.
I hope so.
Like, he turned that man inside out with a Samoan spike. As Solo wins, makes sense. We talked about it before. You get the distractions, the weapons of mass distraction are what helps Solo win.
I'm again Solo now in the Money in the Bank. Here's a guy that wants some gold, wants to be back in that main event picture, wants to bring the title back to the bloodline. I know someone else asked earlier, what is the status of the bloodline? And right now it's like Bloodline 2.0. They don't really have a name, but the family, as they have Jacob, Jeff, and 2 injured guys until further noted.
Yeah, well, no, you can't call them the family. That's NXT. That's Tony D'Angelo. Like I said, they're the Polynesian principalities at this point.
Callous, my bad. There's too many families.
Oh, that too. The phallus and the malice. But I like Solo winning this because you would have had people that are going to instantly get all sorts of angry unnecessarily on Twitter if FedEx didn't win, because he just brought in. You are still developing the character. I'm telling you that people would have gotten this one. LA fighting off the bloodline.
Jacob into the pole. Is he still wearing shorts and boots?
I've never. Who wears shorts? He's slipping on.
Yeah, there you go. LA Knight almost died.
You had that day, but did you die?
Did you? Yes.
I don't know if you're popping over the Leafs or we're announcing. Are we about to get LA Knight versus Jeff Cobb? What did all this just announce? We're gonna get me a referee out here right now. Are we gonna get a tour of the island tonight?
JC's, they're calling him JC.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ out here. Are we going to get a tour of the islands? In nomine patria, filii spiritus sancti out here.
Now we know why Ballet's been in his boots all fucking night. He had a match coming up.
Yeah, well, no, you said before cowboy boots. I was out here thinking he was fucking post Malone in it out there.
Oh my God. The short, the jeans short shorts.
Who wears short shorts?
Ladies and gentlemen, impromptu match as JC will take on LA in Jeff Cobb's debut.
WWE Unreal, though. They're hyping up, and one of their highlights that they showed is the gorilla position of Braun Breaker fucking spearing the bejesus, the soul out of I Show Speed. Oh
my God, yeah.
I think I might have just saw your soul leave and come back into your body there for a quick second.
13 minutes left. 1-0 Tirana.
Tirana, come on. Ooh, I want to win.
Here you go.
To the final. His name is JC Mateo. I told you. That's so bad. How is that fucking good? JC Mateo.
JC Mateo. Jeff Cobb Mateo.
You can't be serious trying to defend this is fucking good. You can't be. Like, this is literally of like, that doesn't sound like a real person's fucking name. Like, that doesn't fucking Mateo. That's a nickname to somebody. Like, what the fuck is his name? I have a friend
named Mateo.
Let's call him Jeff Cobb.
Call my friend Mateo Jeff Cobb?
Boom! I don't give a fuck. I'll pay for his legal fucking fees to change his name to Jeff Cobb too, just so he can get out of some sort of fucking legal battle.
I like the short form, JC, man. Jesus
Christ. Why couldn't they pick a better fucking name? That's what I'm saying.
JC Mateo. I mean, if that's his name,
that can't be real. That can't be real.
Why not?
Because it's bad. It's bad as shit. Like, no, for anyone that sits there and wants to say, oh, we just crucify AW and everything, that's fucking awful. That is an awful ass name. That is why. Why? You had nothing else that you could come up with?
Jeff Cobb officially renamed JC Mateo in
Jeff,
WWE.
Call him fucking Cobb for all I care. You could have said, that's my friend Jeff. I don't care.
Despite being called Jeff Cobb on commentary when he made his WWE debut at Backlash, Jeff Cobb has a new name with the WWE as of May 16th episode. Referred to him as JC. Later, the WWE YouTube uploaded to confirm that his name is JC Mateo.
I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They come
JC Mateo. I don't.
I want to Mateo myself into a different universe, a different timeline where that shit ain't a thing.
What's it? I mean, if they couldn't use Cobber or he didn't want to give up the rights to his
You're
name,
telling me that's the best they could come up with.
But what I mean,
that's the best you have.
What do you want to call him? Joffrey?
Call him goddamn Cobb. I don't know.
Yo, here comes Cobber.
No, just Cobb.
Anyone else got suggestions for alternative Jeff Cobb names?
I think honestly, I will say this. Our chat would have came up with something better than JC Mateo. I know I'm putting us on the spot here, and I may not have the perfect name to come out with this, but I can ask Chat GPT to come out with a better name. Our chat can come up with a better name than JC Mateo. He sounds like he fights the fucking Ralph Macchio and the Karate Kid.
Yeah, doesn't like Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Tama Tonga,
JC Mateo.
Bye.
JC says, hey, what do you say? Fuck off is what I say.
JC
Mateo, no! I want to pause just to catch myself, but it's too good. I don't want to miss it.
Right.
And he's just out here. He's in the black t-shirt. Like, what's no singlets, no nothing. Like, this man was fucking Polynesian goddamn Kurt Angle, and now he's just he's Deuce to Domino is right now what he fucking is.
JC Mateo is a million times better than Ricky Saints. I like Ricky.
No, the fuck it is not. No.
Mateo means gift of God. Jesus Christ, God.
Jesus Christ, put that shit back. I don't know.
I don't mean that in vain at all. The cobbler. We could have called him the cobbler.
Fucking hobbler and the cobbler.
The cob nobbler.
Yo.
But yeah, we are rolling. Jeff Cobb, LA Knight. Nick's not happy with the name change, and I think I'll let him.
I'm gonna literally try and find Chat GPT right now.
What do you? Oh, you know,
what would be a better name? What would be a different name for Jeff Cobb as a wrestler? But it's not. It is not JC Mateo.
Peaches and cream.
Don't tempt me. I'd almost be okay with that.
This is my favorite.
But by the way, who do you have in this match? JC
or a Schmoz? Like maybe, but look, Jeff's showing off. For those who didn't,
that's the thing is, we're gonna get the first ever tour of the islands under JC Mateo instead of Jeff fucking Cobb.
It's not that
pisses me off. Like I don't care. I'm mad at my pilot's name with this when it comes to my tour of the islands.
You got to remember, like for some people out there who don't know Jeff Cobb, they don't care. Like they don't know that it's different.
Well, I'm representative for all those who do.
Like again, I think it's one of those things that a few months, we're like,
I can't. Well, I literally AI overview from fucking Google. His persona could be the architect. I was like, oh shit, fucking Seth Rollins. Well, we thought that Jeff Cobb could have ended up in that whole fashion with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Jeff Cobb in there, and that's your evolution is a mystery.
Could have called him Guam Gary Guam.
Like, Gary Guam. What are you trying to say?
Guys, do you think how do you guys think I feel? My first name is literally Axel.
That's fair. That's actually pretty badass.
You're Axel. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not like your first name's Curtis and your last name's Axel. That might be a different story.
Right.
Yeah.
As a man that runs with initials, I got no problem with JC Mateo.
Fair. I don't have energy at this point now, and I think we've beat this horse to fucking death. People are kind of like, stop, it's already dead. I don't like it.
Bulldog.
I guess McDonough is so weird to when they bring people in and they don't get like WWE-ized, and then there's some people that they bring in that get very WWE-ized.
Yeah, again, I mean, the name thing's tricky because you got to remember, they're not just signing talent and saying, fuck you, new name, fuck you, new name. There are plenty of wrestlers that have come in and kept their name. It all depends on the rights. Does Jeff Cobb own the rights to Jeff Cobb? And if so, does he not want that to, like, if he, one day I want to leave the WWE, I don't want to give you all the rights.
You could have called him Kef Job for all I give a fuck, and it would have been better than JC fucking Mateo.
Axel Foley. Yes,
I would have taken it.
Well, that's Axel, like, buddy up there.
There you go.
Funny from Real. Real made me laugh with this one.
JD McDonough is smiling at JC Mateo. Why is WWE such a joke?
Well, you lost me in the second half. Let's be real. Again, Jeff Cobb got the pick, guys. They didn't just show up to work.
Did he?
I bet you he did. Everybody gets a list.
Well, if that's the best of the list that he got, it's still shit.
Yeah, but I mean, again, he picked. And again, we've seen in the past, like Stone Cold could have been the Iceman, but he said, fuck you.
Wasn't it like Chili McFrost or something like that?
Yes. Dear Triple H and WWE, who's
the
rating team? Who do you employ that comes up with some of this shit?
Facts. Well,
Chris, I know that bullshit. We blame Vince.
Well, but Paul was the fucking Christ. What was terrorizing? That was a terrible one. Back. Yeah. Well, I was trying to think of the certain terrible names. Yeah, JC Mateo.
What's it?
What the fuck though? Like. That sounds like he stars in a CW, TV series coming soon. I don't want to wait for my bush to be over. Starring JC Mateo.
What is Jeff Cobb's real name?
What was it? It was Lundra Black or whatever is Cora Jay's new name and everything. They all sound like fucking CW stars.
They did miss an opportunity. So I asked Google, what is Jeff Cobb's real name? They told me it's Jeffrey Cobb. I love us.
Jeffrey.
Yo, they already have it on Wikipedia. He performs on SmackDown under the name JC Mateo. Who is updating Wicca instantly?
Bro, we're both on Twitter, and you're gonna ask who's updating Wikipedia instantly? Literally half of Twitter.
I do like Jeffu Kobu. They could have called him Jeffu Kobu.
Jeffu Kobu?
Jeffu Kobu. Jeffu Kobu.
You fucking Mowgli? What?
Yeah, there you go. Also, shout out to another July baby. I like it.
You couldn't have found another John Cobb, anything like that. You couldn't find another J name to go in front of Cobb,
right? Jeff
Dunham. Yeah, no. Like, it's just, even if he picked that, so I picked the shittiest. I picked the best out of a shit.
Well, it's like people got made fun of Mission's name, but then she came out and said, "I wanted Mission." We all want a little Mission, but then what was the other guy? Someone else.
I'm a man on a mission to could change fucking Jeff Cobb's name. Is what I am.
JC Mateo. I think it's good. Sounds like he could either wrestle or be in a boy band.
He sounds like he's in Faith Plus One for any South Park fucking diehards out there. Right. That's Cartman's Christian rock band. Fucking JC Mateo sounds like he is a fucking Christian rock artist. Right. And to think that this man is an Olympian, it was out there in the fucking singlets and everything. No, I'm saying that they got this man in the Tony D'Angelo 2025 fucking outfit. And you could have this man being out there just destroying people. Like, think about, he was presented better in AEW than he has been in WWE.
Wait, what?
You heard me?
He hasn't done shit in WWE yet. He looks pretty fucking good right now. Never won a match in AEW, I don't believe.
Presentation.
Because they let him be Cobb.
Yes.
That is a reach.
Let my people come.
That is a silly stretch. He's an Olympian.
That is a tour of the island, sir.
Oh, that's the best thing I heard. Oh, Mateo. I like it. Nick Cage.
I fucking hate it.
Classic case of pre-match.
No, I'm pre-mad, post-mad, during mad, all of this. I am all the way pissed off about this. Right? The more I hear Mateo, the more it's like a goddamn tick in my brain. I'm just, stop.
A JC Cobb, but again, they got to run it through a database, make sure no one else is using JC Cobb.
You don't know what might show up on a orange and black website with a drum beat that might be cobbing on JC. Yeah.
Right. Mateo for the win. I love it.
Anger rising.
God, you go in the penalty box. So yeet God. See you later.
Orchidoti.
Jeff
Cobb using that fantastic Olympic level wrestling skill on LA Knight right now, where he looks like he's the heavy to the heavy.
Right.
He's one of the gabagools out there besides Tony D'Angelo because he's just got a black wife beater on for wrestling attire.
Yeah. I love this from Lady B. Shout out Lady B for fucking dinging this one out of the park. JC Mateo versus AC Slater.
You can have that. That is what I'm mad at.
Boston brought this up while you were on your pause, and I kind of let it go. But my God, it's come full circle. Cobmer. By the way,
I'll take Jeffrey Cobmer. I will take anything at this point, almost outside of just JC Mateo. He literally
anything. It's
you
not
are
like,
my
right. Again, it's not like fucking Canyon Seaman. Oh wait, that was
Canyon Arrow. Like you just made up some super exaggerated thing. Like they actually put this out. No, they actually put this out thinking it was fucking good.
That's somebody's real name, though.
Well, I feel sorry for them, and we apologize, and we politely ask them to leave.
Former WWE scout and talent advisor, Canyon Seaman.
Canyon Arrow.
Nick, are you mad about the initials or the Mateo part?
Mateo.
So it's just you don't like Mateo.
He could be JC for all I give a shit, and
I don't care.
Yeah. This man's won. We're going to game 7, I feel. Oh, we want some Leafs now.
I'll be right back. I gotta.
All right, man's got to go walk this off. This celebration.
All this yelling and laughing and
he's got to go exacerbate his Maple Leafs. Yeah,
go Mateo, go Mateo.
Fucking Spider-Man out there. Nick is mad at initials in somebody's name. What are me and KJ gonna do? Y'all work. If he would have, hey, I'll say this: if they would have just left him with the initials and they just call him JC, I'm cool with it. It would have almost still felt a little bit like, Deuce and Domino. Fucking, what are we going to the latest diner, or where's the bellhop here with this type of shit? But the Mateo thing, it just. To make it an actual full name, just saying it's just fucking stupid to me. And I understand. I am probably on an island with it, and I'm fine with being on this island. I don't like. Nick was bullied by Mateo with Possum High. No, actually, that's a fun fact. I actually have a friend who was named Mateo from Possum, so that's actually 100% funny. That comes all the way around. But yeah, no. I don't, like I said, I'll understand I'm on this island of it just doesn't work as a fucking name for me. It just does. It feels like such a fucking fake name. Follow away. Sorry, I thought he was about to give LA Knight a goddamn tour of the islands here. And literally just man hits a standing moonsault out of goddamn nowhere. Looking like he does. Looking like in Polynesian Taz out here. Built like, Samoan Rhino, and just hits a goddamn standing moonsault. Was Nick a JC in a previous life? I don't know. Yeah, I don't even have a JC, I guess, in my life because, even my brother whose name starts with a J, his initial is W, not C. So, yeah. Apparently I don't like JC. I don't know. No, I don't like Mateo more than anything. Yo, Rio, you the GOAT, bro. You slay the dragon, bro. Who we talking to? Oh, Rio, I guess. I don't know. You do you, boo-boo. As we're still underway with LA Knight versus, I'm calling him Jeff Cobb. It's going to happen. I'm not acknowledging his name change. As Solo calls in the distraction, LA on the springboard on the both men on the outside here. What LA Knight name was before WWE, Eli Drake. Same cadence and everything. And Tour of the Islands. We have finally gotten a Tour of the Islands on WWE, and we get a 1, 2, 3 count right after that, as should be, because Jeff Cobb is a goddamn monster. And that Tour of the Islands is a fantastic finisher. Yes, LA Knight was Eli Drake before when he was out there. What a maneuver! Yes, the good old he who should not be named VKM call. What a maneuver! But yeah, LA was Eli Drake on TNA and NWA a bit too as well. 5-0, JC Mateo wins his debut match. As I say this through gritted teeth, you mean JC Mateo, anonymous. Rich, be curious to see what JC theme music is. You mean G? Yeah, got that one. If JC fights LWO, would it be a corn on the cob match? Oh. Dale's popping off. Kevin 4-0. Christian's 3-2. Mateo. Yeah. Oh, God. Is that who is this woman fucking crawling through the front row here behind the commentary team right now? There's a big commotion behind the commentary desk right now. I'm changing my name to Amadeus. Christian, Nick, you can blame Triple H for the name change. No, it's probably WWE's goddamn legal team, and it just that shit just always feels very Vince McMahon to me. And I get you have to do some things at times because of legal reasons of why we all kind of thought we were going to get Ricky Stark, so we got Ricky Saints. Takes a goat to know a few goats. Well, blah black sheep. Have you any wool? If that made any sense, but it feels always this very WWE thing of like we've got to own the intellectual property, so we've got to make sure that we have a name that we can run with this. When, God damn it, just let him have his name that fucking works. We know him as this. The announced team has already announced him as this. The internet ran wild with it. If it comes out as it's some legal fucking issue, then they can't do it that way. Then I guess hands are tied. But that's not out of all the choices. And I know I'm out here saying it's a bad choice and can't instantly pop off a better choice. But out of all the choices you could have just sat there and called him JC for right now until you build into something, until you find a better name. It's literally his first debut here. As I've got Garza and Escobar backstage right now. Mateo Ridge shows that Fatu, that Solo eventually turns JC on. It seems to be building that way. And it's interesting with the whole Bloodline 2.0 because you were wondering where they were going to go with Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, and then everybody gets injured. And it seems like we might have been going towards Solo versus Jacob sooner if people didn't get injured, and now we've pivoted. So it'll be interesting to see how we extend this out, where we go with this. Does a Hikuleo, does a Lance Inawahi? I know people are clamoring about that. Do they get involved? Should have named him Ulafala. No, you can't go that far. There we got that. Tisco. As I'm in commercial break right now for Monday Night Raw. Are we getting Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw this coming week here? 100% where we're back at it like a jackrabbit. I don't know if yes, we do have a slide. Yes, we will be here 100% from Greenville, South Carolina, as tonight there in Charlotte, North Carolina, North Kakalaki. But yes, Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, we're back at it like a jackrabbit again. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We got all the original content. We got this, that, and the thirds and everything out there for you. And 100%. We're taking the game over day by day, minute by minute. So 100%. Be a friend, tell a friend. Spread the good gospel of wrestling out there. And make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. As MDB, nah, Nick, I don't know him at all. I know who JC Mateo is. Oh, you're just trying to upset me. You're trying to bring out the Hulk, and I'm not going to let you do that. Now I'm hungry. Where's the gravy? Pause. Roman New Shield could be him, Punk, and Jacob. I've seen this whole conversation, Anthony, and I don't buy this whole discourse of we're going to do a New Shield. We don't need to. We're still even halfway debating on is the new faction with Heyman and Seth and all that, is it a dangerous alliance? Is it Evolution? Is it still meant to be a thing unto itself and everything? We don't need to run back the Shield, because if we run back the Shield, I feel like you water down what made the Shield special. you kind of almost had a little bit with how many times you ran back DX of HBK and Hunter and Hornswoggle as DX doesn't feel as special when it was, the New Age Outlaws, China, Sean, Hunter, X-Pac, all of that. It don't feel the same. We don't need to run down the Shield. We've had honorary obligatory Shield members of Hunter and Kurt Angle. The Shield is an integral part of this story too between Seth and Roman. So rehashing it and convoluting it just doesn't work for me. Of just sometimes leave well enough alone. You don't need to always redo something. You can take from something and just do it better. Do a new version of it. Take a creative spin on it. That's really, in Christ, that's what we try to even be, of just take what's there and just put your own flavor to it. That's what needs to be. Knicks 112, Boston 80. Hot damn. What quarter, what period is that in there? Yeah, what quarter? Christ, you get my hockey and my basketball terms up mixed up here. But yeah, let's go Knicks, and they win the series. It'd be Nick. Did WWE tease the Eastern Conference Finals ahead of time with teasing that Tyrese Halliburton and the Jalen Brunson kind of back and forth segments that they did and everything. Do they have inside information on the NBA? Let's go, Knicks. Nick, you got used to Ricky Saints. You'll be all right with mashed potatoes. No. I struggle with Saints. I've barely gotten used to finally with Gunther. It only took about 3 years. I don't want mashed potatoes. No, I'm a corn on the cob. I'm a Jeff on the cob kind of guy. Pause. So I'm staying with that. I'll be wrong. I'm literally still halfway struggling with is Malachi Black or Aleister Black at this point. WWE leaked Nick Pace's storyline to the dirt sheet. There you go. Yeah, they built it up. It's all work. New champs this season. Let's go. Yeah, actually, yeah. Nakamura. Oh, I missed you. Oh, and he's calling out LA. Oh, I love it. Shinsuke, I missed you so much. And I like this year. Yeah. Aleister Black. That's where I was wondering if we're going to get to this at this point. Spook on spooky. We're going to get creepy on creep. I dig this. Let's go. Shinsuke back at it. And I know everybody was all upset before of, we didn't get a great run with it, all of that. But I think he's really hit the mark on what keeps him fresh as a character for a while now. And it almost works if you treat it. Kate here, you can hear me and maybe you answer when you come back and everything. If not in the chat, can let me know do you feel that Nakamura needs to be a weekly character, anything like that, and be a regular fixture, or if he might work a little bit better as that bounce in and out of, he's there for a bit and then gone for a minute. But yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura back at it like a jackrabbit. We got Sisuke Nakamura out here. Let's go. And he's calling out LA Knight, and he also calls out Aleister Black. KJ is somewhere celebrating the Leafs W right now, trying to compose himself to come back. Yes, 100%. Nick likes all the spooky shit except for Winnie Chu. Yes, it's the same way of how Anthony likes all the goofy shit except for Austin Powers. There you go, MDB, just to upset you more. Here's Darth Vader, Shinsuke Nakamura, and it works though. Sith Nakamura works. Triple threat qualifying match. Charlotte Zelina and Julia next week. So we've gone, thankfully, finally, hallelujah. JC has risen, JC is born, and we've got, actually, we're now advertising matches going into next week instead of we're going to have the potential of a 3-hour SmackDown and have no idea what matches. Next Friday, we got the Street Profits versus Fraxium, and I love that we're getting these matches on weekly television. Bigs up the weekly television, especially 3 hours. I love that we're getting matches advertised in advance. We can get excited for it. We can build hype for it. We can get involved instead of just it happens when it happens, as Jade and Tiffany backstage. But yeah, I love that we're getting the Tiffany and Nia match tonight on weekly television. Next week we're getting the tag match on weekly television. I like that we're gonna still build this up as everybody catching Naomi in the back right there, just looking like getting caution tape clown out there. Yeah, Naomi just waiting in the wings, looking all sorts of off screen. Speaking of waiting in the wings, off screen, I don't know.
Naomi all types of stalkerish this Friday. It's been a good SmackDown. It's actually moved at a good clip. Shinsuke cutting a promo towards Malachi, and then in the triple threat next week, LA, Shinsuke, and our buddy Malachi. I think this one's going to be great. I like it. I wanted this. I wanted Malachi versus Shinsuke, so I'm pretty content with that booking.
Well, and I mentioned this and was going to halfway ask you more of when you came back, or even ask the chat of, is Shinsuke at this point, if you want him weekly, or is he sporadic of he pops in for a bit and can pop out and pop back in? Because we just had Shinsuke Nakamura and then he kind of just poof into a cloud of mist and now he's back.
I think that it's going to be the way. Like, I mean, we saw Cody sitting out for the last few weeks. I know Shinsuke's been a bit longer, but it's kind of what we talked about a little bit with some of the companies. I don't want to point fingers. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have anything interesting, having them have matches for the sake of having matches, it doesn't really work for a Shinsuke because you have to kind of be into what they're selling. So if he comes back and he's doing this kind of this vibe, like the Death Warrior Shinsuke, going up against the Malachi, sign me up.
And I think that Shinsuke's found something right now with this, that he can run this for a while. Like this whole character, this whole gimmick, and like you said, and we're talking about sidelining, not benching, giving some time off, not benching, of if you leave somebody and let them, not everybody, you'd rather almost not have somebody having an inconsequential match on television just to have them on television, of they take a time or bit off TV, so when they come back in, it's a surprise like Shinsuke showing up tonight.
Yeah, I think so. And I think we kind of get a little more excited, like, oh, there he is. Okay. Like if he had been hanging around having like silly matches against, Umberto for the, or, not really into anything, but we see him too much and then we get bored with him. Then when you put him in something, it doesn't feel like anything, right? I just think the nature of how many people are on WWE's roster, you have to cycle people in and out. You let them go on a run, you cool them off. You let them go on a run, you cool them off. And Shinsuke is in the later part of his career, I believe. Not done, but near the end.
No, he's in the back nine. He's AJ Styles. He's back nine.
Yeah. So, you kind of have that, some of the guys that are in the back nine wrestle a little bit less, but when they do wrestle or they do get involved in something, it matters. And even if Nakamura is coming in to put Malachi over and Malachi's moving on to bigger and better things after Shinsuke, again, I think it's a great kind of build up for Malachi. I think anybody out there that's mad that Malachi didn't just rise to the top don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, well, it feels like old school booking versus new school mentality type of vibe. A little bit of like, you understand of not everybody can always be there, can always be on top of, can always be champion, instantly just it hits the ground and goes running with it. No, you've got to bring people into the fold. You've got to build people up. And there is a tier system. There is a story arc here.
Yeah, there's structure. And we've talked about it, like even with what they did with Penta and Phoenix, where, we thought they were going to come in as the Lucha Bros and da-da-da-da. But, Phoenix gets delayed. They make the choice to push Penta anyway. And they've made Penta feel like a real big deal. Like when Penta and Phoenix get together, I think the fans are going to be excited about it. So I think that you can't just throw out the plans you already have. And we've seen that in other booking decisions in all companies where you kind of derail something we you're into because something else comes up and it just doesn't always work well.
Right. Well,
on a quick side note, just remember they could have named Jeff Cobb JC Cueto, stealing from his Lucha Underground name. The men
they could have just called him fucking Cueto, and I would almost like that.
Cueto. I don't know if they're allowed. Lucha Underground might have something to say about that.
Anthony saying Tiffany wins by DQ. That's what I clicked on. Spaz with a $5 super chat. If you guys got asked to book a tag match, one guy from WWE and a girl from AEW versus a girl from WWE and a guy from AEW, who do you book and why?
One guy from WWE and one girl from AEW on the same team. If we're going to top people, that's a good question. I would book. I like this. Book. As here comes Nia Jax, by the way. The poll is up. Get your predictions in. I would book. Who do I book? Shinsuke and because he's fresh. Shinsuke and Julia versus a girl from WWE and a guy from AEW against Will Ospreay. And I need a girl from AEW, Will Ospreay and Tony Storm.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going Megan Bain and LA Knight.
Megan Bain and LA Knight. I like it.
Well, City of Angels, and then go Jade and Swerve as their opponents.
Jade and Swerve's a good one. I like that.
I think those work both cohesively as counterparts and everything. And you can very much get Swerve and Jade, and they can do the cosplay intros and all of that. And like I said, you get Megan Bain and LA Knight, City of Angels. I literally was just more of presentation and gimmick.
Yeah. Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke is 45. Malachi is 39. Just in case anybody was wondering. Yeah. And believe it or not, there's a huge difference between 39 and 45.
I'm not going to say it.
I ain't
45. Might be closer to one end than the other.
Nakamura always trying to change, but it's not working right. He just got out of the U.S. title run with LA Knight. I think this is kind of in line with what we saw, though, and I think it was working going into that run with LA Knight. They used Shinsuke to put LA Knight over. And I think they're going to do very similar with Malachi here. So I think it works. I like Dark Shinsuke.
Oh, yeah. Shinsuke Nakamura 100% works, and it's what they were doing beforehand. And you mentioned it. I wanted it. You wanted it. That's where you thought they could have gone. You get Malachi and Shinsuke. That's a fucking barn burner of a match just on talent alone, let alone gimmicks. And then you put them both as kind of dark gimmicks. I almost thought they could be a tag team.
Right. Well, and I think it like heading into like the rumors of Malachi coming out. And I believe it was like originally around the Rumble, but then like as we move forward, I was kind of petitioning. Like I really wanted Shinsuke and Malachi to get into it. I really thought it was a nice setup. I thought it would be a really good battle between the two. So yeah, I'm pumped. I like this booking. I don't know what would really be the overall complaint about it.
Fair enough. But we got the introductions right now for Nia taking on Tiffy, and I'm gonna go make sure my watch is set to Tiffy time, so I'll be back soon.
There you go. As the two-time women's champ, Nia Jax getting introduced. How about it's Maple Leaf time for KJ Yeah, big dub for the Leafs. Boston Celtics have been eliminated. Thank you, OG Dale, as well. Yeah, no, I'm pumped about the Leafs will live in another couple days here. And fingers crossed, Game 7. Anything can happen. And again, I think if the Leafs can win Game 7, they can win the Cup. But it's so hard as a jaded Leaf fan to be super confident. But their captain got an important goal tonight. He's going to have to do it again in Game 7. But let's look at the chat. Tiffy, 63%. Naya, 16. And nobody a whopping 20. So, yeah, keep sweating there. Let's go. The boys. Malachi and Zelina versus Rhea and Buddy. I like that. I like that a lot, actually, Bourne. Well played, sir. I like that. That's funny, too. No Ridge Wallace. I love maple syrup. Maple syrup's delicious. I don't think I would eat maple leaf, but I sure do love maple syrup. Yeah, I don't eat maple leaves. I mean, I never really have. I mean, they're not overly tasty. Yeah, I mean, maple syrup's delicious. Who doesn't like some good old syrup on pancakes or waffles or French toast? I'm not Buddy the Elf, but maple syrup is pretty fucking good. All right, Naya, squash and Tiffy. Down she goes. Wonder why Cody was pulled. I know he was pulled last Friday night, or do you guys think it's them advertising him to make fans want him back? Ridge, no, I don't think he was pulled last Friday. I do not believe that. Again, I wasn't sure. Actually, let me check something. Yeah, like I don't know that I see, like, it's not like the WWE on their website has Cody Rhodes tonight. So I'm not sure where the official idea came from that Cody would be here tonight. I don't see it on the official site. And we don't know that he's been pulled. This match could end. I doubt it. You're right. He's probably, but I don't know if pulled's the right word. Just because the internet said it was going to be a thing. The only thing I could maybe say was we got LA Knight, Jeff Cobb, impromptu. Did that have to tie into Cody? I don't know. I highly doubt it. Why? What reason would they have? I said it before, KJ. I will like to see a stable for Nakamura. Julia joins. Again, I mean, as an elder statesman, could you kind of find a couple other people to surround Nakamura? For sure. There's a lot of factions. My only concern is you don't want to be the company that has a whole bunch of factions that don't really hang out, don't really work together, and don't really make sense. But right now, Nia Jax is stretching Tiffy. We are on a commercial break for some of you out there, and Nia continues to control the champion. It was there, then it ate. Yeah, that's, I mean, again, really odd. I don't know, somebody slip up, put the wrong graphic on the website. True. I don't know. Honestly, and again, I'm not going to be one of the podcasters out there that are like, oh, this is what happened, like I was in the room. I know several of them out there like to pretend they have sources and they know, and they know what we know. And once I know more, I'll let you know. Kabuki Warriors, okay. With Nakamura, that's possible. Friday Night Smackdown is B. It's not done yet, but right now it's been pretty solid. I will say, I mean, as far as the 3 hours go, tonight went really fast. And that's important for me. Thoughts on Nick, like, take a break. Thoughts on Cody post-Mania. I think it's necessary. I think you get sick of people. I think we talked about it, even kind of like Shinsuke and others. You let Cody breathe, because what do you do with Cody post-Mania if he just comes back the next week and you start booking him and shit? You kind of let it build. You kind of let it. You want people to miss him. You can't miss him if he doesn't go away. He had a year-long run as champion. So you let him rest. You let him catch his breath. You let him find his groove, and he'll be back. And when he gets back, people will be happy to see him. I'm okay with Cody not being around. He was booked so much. Yeah, exactly. Right? So you let it breathe. You run in that risk. I think, sometimes with the exception of maybe injury guys, I think we've seen it a little bit with like Rhea Ripley. Like Rhea Ripley's so talented and so big in stature. Her aura kind of just resonates anywhere she goes. I think I made up a word. But resonates is where I was going with that. But people seem a little tired of her. The idea that she's going after the title again. And if there is such a thing, that's where I get worried about, like, we see Tony Storm book so much or Will Ospreay book so much, especially when a lot of the booking is meaningless booking. It's just like the person's going to come out and do a bunch of their tricks, and then they'll be back next week to do some more. I think ebbs and flows are important for wrestlers. Cody shows up and helps Mox. Yeah, let's go. Joins Anarchy in the arena. I missed 2 hours SmackDown. Bring it back. So the rumor is that June 6th, I could be wrong about the date, but early June, we are returning to 2 hour SmackDowns. So if that's the case, I'm happy. I think 2 hour weekly shows is exactly where they should be, especially if you're doing like 3.5 hour pay-per-views. Then what's the difference? Like it's hard to make the pay-per-view feel different or special if it just runs the same as a 3 hour SmackDown. I also believe that it's very hard to have an A+ show 3 hours solid. And I know we talked about Triple H booking Raw better when he took over, but consistently the 3 hours for me is a grind. Maybe I'm old, but that's how I feel. I've grown tired of Will Ospreay and his personality. I love Will. And MDB, you've heard me beat the drum for months that this is the face of your company. Big 2 count. This Will Ospreay's the guy you build the company around. He should be the poster boy. He should be the champion. He's the heart and soul. But again, he comes out. We see him so much, and a lot of what we're seeing him do doesn't lead to it. It's like even a Ricochet to an extent of, okay, you're doing great, kind of pissing people off, but where are you going with it? Does this lead for you to fight a baby face for a title? Are you going after the TNT title? Or do you want to be a world champion? No, you're just trying to stab one-legged guys with scissors. So we get sick of seeing it because it doesn't have purpose. Rhea needs new blood, new feud with someone fresh. That's a good point as well, Tony. And sometimes stepping away allows, if Rhea steps back and isn't taking up all that time, then you kind of have opportunity to build some of the other talent, right? So you build up a Zarya, you bring her up to the main roster, you let her have a run, and then when Rhea returns and Zarya is standing there, now it's something new, it's exciting. Oh shit, what's this gonna look like? Her running back against Io, I really don't want Rhea to beat Io Sky. I think Io Sky's hot right now. I think the fans are behind her, and I think Rhea winning might be a little bit of a moment. Mission impossible. Well, mission accomplished tonight. And that's the old saying in hockey is one period at a time. So, you get 0-0 out after the first two. You win the third, and that's all that matters. So they go into game 7, period by period, shift by shift. So that's how you do it. Speaking of shift by shift.
I might be scared if I get period by period, but yeah. Just saying.
Well,
it might not chemically work out with me. But yeah.
About Mateo, you might get one.
I gotta get my weekly prescription of Mateo to keep me from my period upon period.
Naya leg drop, Hogan-esque.
Shoulder up.
Do you know of Captain Canuck? It's funny because once upon a time when I thought wrestling could be something I like to do a lot of, I kind of hijacked the Captain Canuck moniker as one of my gimmicks, and it's fun times. But Captain Canuck, yeah, it's a thing, right? It's like a...
You weren't the green bastard?
Green Monster, parts unknown.
Known.
Mission Impossible. There you go. Mateo Impossible tonight.
No, Mateo Insufferable. I don't know.
Let's go. Oh, fucking hell.
Step by step.
MTB, that's actually funny. I love the word.
That made me laugh when someone said, you actually, oh.
You sounded like Scooby-Doo. He was awesome.
Hey, Snacks, let's go get some Scooby snacks. Reggie.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Naomi, who's been lurking all night long.
Hey, Tiffany's going to win. I don't care about DQ, Blue Chew, Half a Chew, Wendy Chew. Tiffany wins.
Look at Naomi.
Bro,
and
she's my favorite to win Money in the Bank. She's my favorite to win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and I know our buddy Anthony out there probably agrees with that. I'm right there with you just because she
is crazy.
She deserves it, man. Oh, wait a minute. There's a storm.
Sabu her. No, why did you not? You had the higher ground, Anakin. Just straight.
Jade chucking Naomi into the crowd. Now they're setting up like a lot of people.
Yeah,
somebody
what
asked
the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Does Jade take after? What do you mean?
No, it was there. They never. Both women were down when they showed up, so there was no distraction.
Oh,
we need a smooth shot ever. 1, 2.
Oh, Nia kicks out. No, but I mean,
we don't want that.
I love when Jade and Naomi fight. I like it too. No, but I mean, people are asking, is Jade going to fight Charlotte? Could Jade fight Tiffy at Evolution 2? Where does this all go? Jade, I mean, Jade's getting better. Jade's getting used. She kicked out wide.
Those are two hyperboles that may intersect. We would talk
Jade's
about
getting him better. Jade's improving, man.
Well, no, you said getting better and showing more. Those are different sentences.
Oh, shit. Naomi says goodbye, Tiffy. Bye, Tiffy.
Nia, not Naomi. Naomi is gone.
Naomi ran off. We're good.
Yeah, well, Bourne mentioning about the Soto getting a decent reaction at Yankee Stadium. I have not seen it, but that would be surprising, seeing how this man was trying to hire extra security. Right? He said it was 5,000 versus 1. He anticipated going to war.
Yeah, there's no way. I'd be shocked. I mean, New York fans.
Like if Ovi showed up, well, it's not even quite that level, but I guess it's the most comparable I can make. It'd be like if Ovi showed up in a different uni in Washington.
Yeah, and I mean, you have the added thing of New York, right? Like the New York fans.
Yeah, we hate ourselves, let alone each other.
Yeah. Oh. She yanking. Oh,
no. She no.
She got the rope.
No. Oh, that was so good.
Tiffy might have broke a rib.
I've never seen a more powerful ass in my life, and I've been around some powerful asses before, but goddamn, she just sat there and sat on this woman and just squashed her like a fucking bug. And then Tiffany still grabs the ropes.
It wasn't as clean as the Valkyria one.
She sucks her the fuck into that.
Oh, yeah. Nia just says, I'm going to take the belt. I've earned it. Bye.
Oh, fuck this. I'm on. I won. What are we doing here?
Yeah, actually, a really good match. I'm actually surprised at how well they've done with this one.
Well, and I mentioned this. I think it was the end of year pause or something. Oh!
Drop kick in the chair. Drop kick in the chair.
What are the 2 feet said to the chair? Smash, bitch.
Tiffy pops. Prettiest moonsault. And Nia's bleeding.
1, 2, 3, and you have no one to blame, Nia, but your damn self.
It's on you. And Nia's gashed. Nia's gashed.
Well, no shit. You ate fucking 10 toes down into a steel chair.
Let's go. Let's go. That was
with them announcing like the tag match, the tag title match next week. I like that they're announcing these bigger matches on the weekly show and everything. Of that, they're making the weekly shows feel much more prominent. What you know about me?
What you know about rolling down in the deep?
What you know about rolling down in the
This was a good SmackDown, man. This SmackDown might have been. I'm trying to remember what happened on Raw. This might be a better SmackDown than Raw this week.
No, maybe I will just say it's been the best SmackDown in a minute because it really outkicked its coverage. We didn't know until an hour or two before we went live of literally what was happening.
And no Cody.
And they fucking delivered across the board. There was not a moment of hesitation, not a moment skipped, a beat missed. Yeah.
That was a good SmackDown. It was. I mean, again, we've kind of been we've had good moments in SmackDown, but as a show, it's kind of had those lulls that, felt a little bit long. It kind of looked at the clock earlier and I'm like, oh shit, it's 10:30 already. Like, right. That's a good show. And a lot happened. And a lot of mid-card stuff happened realistically. And Tiffy and Naomi brought Naomi again. Tiffy and Nia brought it home really well at the end.
We had a good show. No Cody, no John, no Randy.
Yeah.
We had a good show despite the biggest storylines in the wings. So I double down on that. Yeah.
Yeah. SmackDown might actually be the number one show of the week to this point. Like, I mean, Dynamite, I took points off left, right, and center just for the silliness of some of it.
Because of the Panthers. He owns the Jaguars, not the Panthers. Okay. You can't be mad at him because you were saying Wednesday, you were taking your anger out on Tony Khan and everything. I was letting you know if he owns the Jaguars, not the Panthers.
I was talking about every time the Florida Panthers scored on the Toronto Maple Leafs, I would take the rage of the Leafs losing on Dynamite.
Right. And yes, I was making the joke of that.
I don't think he owns the Panthers.
I know it was a joke. Never mind.
Oh, it was a 5-1. Good job. All right, folks, we take a rating out of 10 for every single show too. Night is no different. So get your ratings in. How you feeling? What did you like? What didn't you like tonight? Nick and I will break it down for a little bit. Again, no Cody. There was some mixed messages about whether or not we would get Cody. I feel like the women were highlighted a lot tonight. Alexa Bliss, even backstage, Alexa Bliss rubbing elbows with Charlotte, Jade getting involved, Naomi lurking in the corners. Where does any of this go? Alexa Bliss qualifies for Money in the Bank. I think the women showed up and showed out.
Julia, your newest member of the SmackDown roster of There Is No We anymore. Now you've got Roxanne on Raw and you got Julia on SmackDown.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought they'd be okay, especially because we don't have any women's tag teams. So that's interesting.
I think they just blew up that division. Just end it. There is nothing left to salvage. You blew it up.
Right. Jack's got that crimson mask. Yeah, they cut her open on the way out. So there you go. Bradley gifted a gifter.
I didn't see that. So that's like, I'm not doubting that it happened, but I'm just surprised that they didn't emphasis on that.
Maybe because of the timing of it. Maybe that's they want us to be like, oh shit, she's bleeding. Good night, everybody. Like kind of that. Like we don't. Maybe she wasn't supposed to bleed. Maybe she got kicked in the face with a chair.
Right.
10 out of 10, hands down, best show of the week. 10. A little high for my blood. Julia debuted next Friday. Oh boy, let's go. Who's she going to take on? Is she in the qualifiers?
Shit, I actually believe so.
Right. For an underdog. Have a good night. Okay.
Does it become a 10 just because it was the best show of the week, or can it still be? Could it even actually be lower rated, but still be best show of the week?
If you would, could you rate it lower and it still be a better show?
So, my initial question was, does it instantly become 10 out of 10 just because it's the best show of the week?
No, I mean, it could be, I don't know what I gave. I think I gave Raw. Somebody would probably check me on this one, but I think I gave it a 7.5. I gave NXT an okay mark. Dynamite, I gave a 6. So yeah, I mean, if I give it an 8.5, that's my highest rating of the week.
Fair.
So yeah, I'm not at a 10 at all. No. I think it was a solid show. I'm with Ronan at 8. I like 8. It was solid. There was a couple things that could be better, but the tag team division got highlighted. An amazing, actually, I'm going to go 9. A really amazing match between DIY and Fraxium. The main event was a really great match. The in-ring spoke a lot tonight. For all those who say that WWE is just stories, we had at least 3 really good matches, if not 4. And Jeff Mateo got his first fucking win.
I was almost gonna reach you on that bridge to Terabithia and everything like that on a 9, and you had to goddamn bring up Mateo, and now you're at best an 8. You're at best an 8.
Okay. Just wondering if British Nick is coming back. Yeah, man, friend of the channel, wrench carrying member of the crew, and he's out doing his thing. Go check out Geekbox. And we love all the Nicks that pop up on the channel.
Yeah, I like that. Well, we've got British Nick, we've got Canadian Nick, and I also like that he had to clarify. I do like American Nick just to state the facts. Right. Yeah,
7.5 out of 10. Tony Khan needs to apologize. I gave that rant before. I got in trouble for it. 8 out of 10. The main event along for my rating. Okay, I give it a 9. We had a good laugh tonight. We talked about Mission Impossible. You talked about a Mission Impossible. And favorite part of the show was Nick Aldis being in a bad mood after LA Knight caused some chaos. Yeah, I thought LA Knight and Jeff Cobb was a good match. Solid win for Jeff. And again, the focus is Money in the Bank. The women got highlighted. The tag team division got highlighted. And it was entertaining through the board.
My biggest takeaway, my biggest drawback on tonight is goddamn JC Mateo. I will fucking go to my grave of that's not good. It's not good.
We've been down that road. I mean, I know you were mad about Zarya. It feels less painful now.
Zarya is better than this. Gunther is better than this.
JC Mateo is an actual name. Zarya is just what?
I can't be mad. Well, I can be mad if you give him a shit actual name. I can't be mad if you gave him a shit made up name.
Okay.
Don't question my stoner logic right there.
8 to 10.
I was not expected to be Inquisition.
Right? That was right in line with that is a couch. You can't.
Up next, water is wet.
8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. KJ, didn't you like Gabe Kidd debut? Again, I like Gabe Kidd a lot. I was a little surprised that they just shoved it. I said it, and I don't want to go too far into this, guys, because we are going to head out. But I felt like Gabe Kidd and all the other stuff they did in the main event was just shoved in with no lube. It was just shoved all the way in, just shoved in deep. And that's my issue. Gabe Kidd's cool. You could have made a really big deal about it. But, I don't know. It's just so kind of – it feels forced, and it's so late in the game. That's my only problem.
You kind of nailed it there halfway of, you don't be cooler. If you bigged up Gabe Kidd, it'd be a show a lot cooler if you did. But
right,
I at this point, I hope to fuck. He is just a one-off of he is a Neville fill-in of that he's the fill-in there. Because if this is how you introduce Gabe Kidd into AW and you pair him with the Death Riders, what the fuck are we doing? Like, you can't tell. Like, no AW fucking smart mark, what have you, diehard tribalist can tell me that if you're going to bring in Gabe Kidd that way, and that's the way you're going to introduce him to the company, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I think that, if you set up little vignettes of like, I'm coming, pause, but you don't know why or what his intent is, like, I will be there, blah, blah, blah. And then you see him come out and you're like, oh my God, it's Gabe Kidd. What's he going to do? That to me works a lot better than just the way they kind of thrown it together. And I mean, it's not just Gabe Kidd's fault. It's everything around it of, I didn't love, like the Young Bucks. It's like oil and water, the Young Bucks and the Death Riders. Like the Young Bucks are everything the Death Riders hate.
They're in the antithesis of it. And it's the same thing of Gabe Kidd's literally been super vocal, anti-AEW and anti-WWE. So it's like, you brought that. Yeah, but you could have done that with like a David Finlay or anything, or a goddamn a Zack Sabre Jr. Like, if we're going to go on New Japan being stupid to leave these guys as free agents, that's one thing. But to bring Gabe Kidd, if he's not there just for a one-off, if this is how you introduce him in the company, of he's a shadow mystery guy in a hoodie in an overrun who gives a fuck cage match, it's bad booking. It's bad booking.
And I mean, again, I had issues with the fact that there's smart ways to do stuff, and we'll leave it at that. But you can't have one guy chase off all the heels, including a Gabe Kidd. You got to at least make it a scrap. Like, you got to make it look like there's a reason. He just stared at them, and they all went, oh, shit. So we don't need to have a 6-on-6 or a 5-on-5 or a 4-on-4 because 1-on-5 worked to scare you fuckers away. You got to at least battle, and then the good guys rush you off because they got the best of this round. Foxy Pug, how you doing? How you doing? 7.75 out of 10 knee pads. The Leafs redeem themselves. Not yet, but they're getting there. 10 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Eric. You know what? I'll go 8.5. I argued with myself tonight. I'll go with Saffet. Saffet 8.5. Sure. 9 feels a little too rich. 8 feels a little too soft. So the Leafs are still the Leafs. Shh. Enough of that. I liked Truth's interview promo. Another good part of the show, Truth, and they actually, again, people have talked about Triple H's booking. There's debates about his booking. I got Shinsuke calling out Alistair. Perfect. I got R-Truth and John Cena booked for Saturday Night Main Event. Perfect. I mean, we're hitting some real big things. Naomi's still messing with the world title. Tiffy beats Naomi. Like, I think tonight was a well-booked night.
Oh, absolutely. And should we, instead of, just starting to form this impatient society instead of the microwave society of just literally just let some shit kind of play through versus just the first opening act here a little bit here.
Yeah, patience is a virtue, and I think we got to give it time. I think they're going to do Alexa Bliss and Charlotte next week. I like this. I mean, very interesting. It's a good way for Charlotte to get some decent heat because Alexa is very much liked by the fan base. WFU presents Knicks at Night. 9 out of 10 from Brandon. How you doing, Brandon? KJ White and Big Nick Mateo. Oh.
Yeah, fucking Monte Teo out there. He's got an imaginary name and he's got an imaginary girlfriend.
Right. Go Leafs go. Always. Thank you. 8.5. J. Cobb Mateo.
I'm just trying to see how high my blood pressure can get at this point.
Yeah, well, before it pops through the roof, we'll end it on Brandon's lovely message of good night, wrestling for life, gang, till we meet again. Which, folks, we will be back on Monday. Nick and I are going to take the weekend to breathe, and then we are coming at it hot and heavy all week long next week, 7 days straight, plus into next week. We are not stopping. We got so much coming your way. 4 pay-per-views, 4 preview shows, all in one show. We got so much to cover. Go-home shows everywhere, left, right, and center. And we're going to get concerts and rap videos and oh my, good Lord. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Check out all our socials. Be a part of the shows. Be a part of the family. And as always, thank you for joining us on a Friday.
We got likes and subscribers and bears. Oh my. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that rest of you, but put that forward life with it.
Have a good night, folks. We'll see you on Monday. See you on the flip side. And have a good weekend. Bye.